is the Big O Show.
Alrighty, welcome aboard. Everybody always looks around from the poker room like, who the hell is that screaming? And that's us, because we are here every Friday rocking and rolling out here at Hialeah Park in the beautiful poker room. Come on by, have some fun, wager on everything going on. We've got tracks all over the country, so you can go to the Champion Simulcast Center. We've got the poker room out here. You can get a little massage while you're at it. It's a beautiful thing, man. Lots of things going on here at Hialeah Park. We always love to have you over here, so come on by and join us.
They got the little bet centers. You could actually go to the machine, make a bet on a horse, and then go sit down and play poker.
Okay. Yeah, well, there you go. I mean, there's just so many ways to wager. And then at the same time, you also have the opportunity of getting some great food, which, of course, you can get it right here at Hialeah Park. In fact, Bill right now is stuffing his face with some of that great food. So we'll be out here till 4. We've got a slew of guests. Will Carroll will join us in hour number 2 at 2 o'clock. We'll ask him about some of the key injuries, especially in the AFC and NFC championship games. We'll find out the latest there with some of those injuries. Michelle Kaufman normally joins us on Wednesdays, but she had an interesting week this week. She was at the MLS Media Days, where the entire league was there, and a lot of the media that covers the MLS was there. So she probably has all kinds of nuggets and information for us. Plus, the preseason schedule was released. Now you will find out. We will talk about where they're practicing, so you can go see the Inter-Miami practice in some spots, because practice is also close to the public in certain times too. So we'll talk to Michelle Kaufman about that on the program.
I think it's safe to assume that we will be attending those things right out the blocks.
Yeah.
Yes?
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, it all depends on how much it conflicts with our show. You know what I mean? So we will see. Steve Calabro, the casino manager here, joins us at 3 o'clock, so we can actually talk a little, pick some games, and talk a little NFL, because obviously we pick our parlays for the games, and we have yet to hit on one so far over the last month since we've been doing it. Although we went yesterday 4-3 on our picks in basketball.
We have on the foreplay. We've hit 3 a couple times.
Yeah, but that's not.
It pays.
But
It pays.
we didn't hit the parlay.
It pays. Yes, it does. Don't you remember he said
But we
that?
haven't hit on any of the 3-team parlays that we've picked.
When we picked 4 teams, we hit
Okay,
3.
but we're not hitting on all 4 or on all 3 is what I'm saying. We're not.
But we're not a donut. We,
I know.
We want some
Yeah,
money.
Yeah. Well, I doubt we've won some money overall. Considering how many weeks we've been playing, something tells me we're on the bad end of that one.
We're running red.
But we'll do our best, and we'll see what we can do this week, and we'll talk about those games. And you know, the San Fran Green Bay game. It's an interesting game because of a lot of the storylines, right? You got one quarterback in Garoppolo that wants to make his way and kind of prove to everybody that he's the real deal and a franchise guy. And he's already had some moments in the playoffs where he's had to make some plays, and he's done it, obviously. But these are the times where you get to, like, really elevate yourself. And in a moment like this, for him, he's got a chance to take them to the Super Bowl and then kind of put his own legacy out there, because he was behind Brady for a couple of years. Then he gets traded, and he suffers that injury. So now, you know, he's got an opportunity to kind of justify the contract, justify the belief in him and all that stuff. And it's not to say that Garoppolo is a great quarterback, but this is a great moment for him to say, hey, I'm a franchise guy, and I'm going to prove it. Then on the flip side, you've got the franchise guy in Aaron Rodgers, and he is trying to hang on to the end of his career because we all know, I mean, he's in his mid-30s now. This is not a young pup anymore. He doesn't have a lot of these opportunities left. And so he's got, there's this stigma, and it's not fair to lay it on Rodgers at all, I think, at least in my eyes. It's more on the Packers that you've had a great, great quarterback and you only made it once to the championship. That's something that's got to sting for you a little bit. It's kind of like Drew Brees with the Saints. You had your run and you only got to one of them, and you were able to win it. But that's the beauty that when you have one of those guys, if you can get to that game, you got a shot. Because it's one of those guys that can actually take over a game and carry you and be the difference maker. And Aaron, he's not going to get this stage that many more times. So it's imperative for him to take advantage of this because you just don't know what waits for you next year. Injuries, so many things. This game is so brutal. And look at Marino. Marino goes in his second year, a lot like Mahomes. Second year starting. It's Mahomes' third year, but second year starting. And you think you're going to go back to it over and over again, and you never go back. And Rodgers, he has yet to go back and to win another one. Here's how many more of these opportunities will he get? And that's why there's a lot of interesting storylines, obviously. Green Bay with a first-year head coach getting there. Andy Reid, the coach that you say, hell of a coach, and he's got to get over that hump. And Andy, hell, more than anybody else, needs that championship. He's got to have that championship. It's the only thing missing from his resume. Everything else is impeccable.
Marty Schottenheimer.
Yeah. No,
Makes
definitely.
the playoffs all the time.
Yeah.
Solid, awesome coach. You'd want him every day.
Yep, exactly.
And twice on Sunday.
Yeah.
But that stigma.
Yeah, and so you look at it, and that's where the storylines are pretty cool about this and how, there's a lot riding for all these individuals. Maybe the only guy is the rookie coach for Green Bay because he gets there and it's like, well, wait a minute, dude, your first year, you get there to the Super Bowl and you win it? That's pretty charmed right there. It's almost downhill from that point on. You know what I'm saying? So it's funny. There's not so much desperation there. Of course, you want to prove yourself, right? Because that's really what it's all about is trying to prove yourself that you're the guy and that you can be the difference maker as a coach. But that this San Fran Green Bay game, there's a lot on the line, man. And if you lose and you're Andy Reid, you're walking away falling short again. If you're Favre and if you're Aaron Rodgers and you walk away, you're wondering, will I get this chance one more time? And with Garoppolo, while you've played well, you haven't played great. You haven't been great this season. Your defense has been great this season. Your running game has been great this season. You've been all right. You've been serviceable. You've been doing a good job, a solid job, but you're supposed to prove you're a franchise quarterback. If you fall short here, then that label is still there. Like, yeah, Jimmy's all right, but I got to see him raise his level of play in big moments. And he's getting them now. So we'll find out. But it's a really, really, really cool scenario when you really look at all the storylines that are involved in this game. And in the end, I got San Francisco. I'm going to go with the team that has the quarterback, not a great one, but a good one right now. They got a hell of a running game, and they got a great defense. Green Bay, it's a defense that has its moments, man. They're pretty good. They're better than I expected them to be. And Pat Mahomes is the bomb. There's no doubt about that. But they face a much more difficult, Pat Mahomes, Aaron Rodgers is as special as it gets. But if Aaron Jones does not dominate this game, I don't know how Rodgers wins it. Because in order for Rodgers to pass the ball, he needs to have a great wide receiving core at this moment against that defense. He doesn't. He has one great receiver in Devontae Adams. He's got some other guys that are serviceable, but he only has one great player in when it comes to pass catching. And that's why I think Jones is going to have to dominate in this game. Because it's going to be hard for Rodgers to be special because that D-line for San Francisco is special. They can get after the quarterback. I don't believe Kansas City will be able to get after I don't believe the Packers will get after the quarterback enough to bother Garoppolo because he can run the ball also with his team. And he's got multiple runners too. I just see a little bit more consistency out of the offense, and it's an offense that I can count on more because they are more known for, hey, let's punch you in the mouth, running the ball. Excellent pass catchers. Green Bay has its moments where there are some ups and downs. And so that's why, to me, this Packers-Niners matchup, it's not going to be a blowout. But I do like the Niners to win the game. Now, I look at the points. That's where I might lean San Francisco. Because if you're going to go over 7, which is where it's at now, I got to go with the Packers. Now, if you're going to go under 7, which I believe, I'll check it now, I don't think it's there. It's still at 7.5. I believe it's still 7.5. And if it is, I'm going to go Niners. I'm going to go Packers on this one because I think they're going to lose. Yes, it's still 7.5.
It hasn't moved. That's where it opened at, right?
I know, but I wanted to check anyway just in case.
Oh, for sure.
Because last night, in fact, I didn't do my basketball segment yesterday right on the show. I forgot it. So when I got home, I recorded it and we posted it on the podcast, those of you that saw it. And the line changed from the line that I had that I would have given. It had changed in a couple games, and I was like, whoa, man, I'm glad I checked it because some people would have looked at me and said, dude, what line are you getting? I wish I had those points, and I don't want it to be like that either, you know what I mean? I want to pick it the way the line is. That way, I can either take the credit for winning or expose that, hey, I'm terrible at picking these games. You know what I mean? So let's just do that. Which, by the way, we are right now 48 and 49. So we're right around there. Let's see if we can get over 500 today with a strong night in the NBA. If you want to get in, 786-322-1105. That's 786-322-1105. Alex is asking me, do you expect Tennessee, Kansas City to be a shootout? No, I don't. If it's a shootout, then Tennessee will lose the game because Ryan will not be able to keep up with Mahomes. So, no. It has to be a low-scoring, in the 20s type game in order for Tennessee to win. If it becomes a game that's over the 30s, I guarantee you that Tennessee has no shot because that means Mahomes is dealing and Ryan cannot do that. So they've got to run the ball, for 200 yards. They've got to slow that clock, speed up that clock and chew it up with long-ass drives and pound the crap out of Kansas City so they can, in the fourth quarter, really weaken them and control the ball. But if Kansas City's able out there to throw the ball and work the offense, and I think we all heard Tyreek Hill yesterday kind of make the declaration, hey, we don't feel anybody can cover us. And he's probably right. I don't know if you really want to tell your opponent, a couple days before the game, hey, we feel nobody can cover us, because that's kind of a slap in the face of whoever you're playing. You know what I mean? And Tennessee's defense is pretty damn good, but I'm not sure if they're good in space. And that's what you're going to have to be in Kansas City because they got guys that can run all over the field and cause all kinds of havoc. And, you know, they Sid Gilman your ass, okay? Sid Gilman was, hey, you know, the field is whatever it is, 94, whatever, you know, 104, whatever feet, whatever, and 50-something or 60-something.
50 yards and 100 yards.
No, but it's more than that. It's, you know, he had the end zones. It's 120 yards.
Well, okay,
so he used to say whatever the field was, but he used to say it in feet, not just in yards, because he would say the width of the field too.
Well, if it's 123,
which is like 50-something. It's an odd
150 feet.
No, it's like an odd number, the width. But anyway, whatever. And he'd say, we're going to use every inch of it. And Andy Reid comes from that school that he's got all that speed on that offense, and he's going to spread it out. I'm not sure if Tennessee is going to be as effective in a physical game. That's their game. You saw it last week against Baltimore. This one's not going to be as physical, you know? And that's where I want to see how athletic they are at this point. Because, man, let me tell you, if Tennessee can slow down the Kansas City offense without – and I'm talking about the defense. If they can control that offense, that'll be impressive. Not controlling it just by Derrick Henry, 7-8 minute drives. That's not what I'm talking about, okay? But if defensively that secondary can cause problems to Pat Mahomes and that pass game, wow. That's going to be awesome. That's going to be awesome to watch, okay? Because and once again, that will make Ryan Tannehill's life super easy. Okay? Kind of like what it's been this year. Super easy. Only got to make a couple throws in every game. That's it. You don't have to throw for a lot of yards. We're not requiring you to carry us. You don't have to throw the ball 30 times. Now, in this game, if it gets to the point where he's throwing 25 plus, 30 times plus, I'm telling you, Tennessee loses this game. Because he's not Russell Wilson, and he's not Pat Mahomes, and he's not Aaron Rodgers, and he's not Tom Brady, and he's not any of those kind of guys. So he's not going to be able to hang with those kind of guys. It's Derrick Henry has to control this game, and that defense has to, especially at secondary, has to play lights out. Absolutely. No doubt about that. Anyway, if you want to get in on the accidentlawfirm.com text line, it's 786-322-1105. That's 786-322-1105 if you want to get in on the program as we take you till 4, actually. We got a nice 3-hour slot today. We're only doing 5 hours of radio today. Come on. It's not a big deal. It's, anybody can do this. It's a beautiful thing. So we can have some fun here. If you want to get in on the program, you want to give us your thoughts on the accidentlawfirm.com text line. The other thing that we got to talk a little bit about on the show is Joe Burrow's dad. I don't know if you guys saw this, but I thought it was pretty funny. Joe Burrow's dad was asked. Now, he's got to say all the right things, right? I mean, if he's smart, he is going to be complimentary about any and every team that's out there, right? But we all know that Joe Burrow is locked and loaded for the Cincinnati Bengals, right? He's the number 1 pick. There's no other way around it. They're going to take Joe Burrow, and he's an Ohio. Well, actually, he was raised in Ohio. He wasn't really born in Ohio. He was raised in Ohio. But anyway, Joe Burrow's father, Jimmy, says his son would be happy with the Bengals. He told the Montreal's TSN 690 radio, he says he's excited to even be in that conversation. And if the Bengals do draft him, he's going to be happy. The younger Burrow was born in Ames, Iowa, grew up, dude, can you like turn off your mic? He grew up in Ohio and attended Athens High School in Plains, Ohio, about 3 hours away from Cincinnati. All right, so he's going to be the number one guy. And, I mean, listen, I'm not surprised that you heard that from his dad, because if you remember the Heisman speech, I mean, Joe Burrow's a good kid, man. The way he carried himself, the way he talked about where he grew up and the people that, you know, he grew up around and how they don't have a lot and where they come from and all of that. And I thought it was just absolutely awesome to watch him, you know, carry himself that way. I thought it was really, really cool. And I became a fan of Joe Burrow. And look, there's no doubt that I would like to see the Miami Dolphins have the number one pick. But I'm not going to get into all that craziness of, oh, well, if they do this and that. I'm not dealing in the hypotheticals. They're not going to be able to trade up. Cincinnati's not going to trade down. It's not going to happen. But I do want to say this. It's really classy of him to say that. But do they really think that deep down inside? Does Joe Burrow it's only human nature. You're going to a franchise that is a perennial loser. You're going to play for an owner that's a perennial loser. You're going to play for an owner that never has been committed to winning. How does that not go through your mind? Right? You have to think it, man. I've been in this business for 30 years. I've worked with all kinds of companies, and I know when a company doesn't have it and they don't have the money, or the owner doesn't have the wherewithal, the intelligence, the talent, whatever. I've seen it. I've witnessed it. I've lived it. And it's demoralizing. And it's hard because while you want to be a professional and you want to do the best job that you can possibly do, and I've been in those situations, and I promise you I've done the best that I can do. Oh, there's no doubt in my mind that I felt good about that always, because I've always been that person that, you know, I kind of compartmentalize all of it, and I know that, okay, well, this station doesn't know what they're doing, and the program director is a moron, or the owner is clueless or broke or whatever. Okay, I got to control what I can control, and I'm going to do the best with what I can do. Okay, because obviously in this job or in this profession, I have to count on myself, on Bill. Forget about the periphery. You know what I mean? We got to be able to be doing this on our own. So that way, you know, I no longer work for a corporation anymore. I am a corporation now. And people have come over to listen to us now because of what we've established for 30 years. You know what I mean? And we're blessed for that. And if you're Joe Burrow or you're his dad, how are you not thinking what John Elway was thinking when he was headed for the Colts? Because at that time, the Colts were a mess. They were a joke at that time. Okay, I mean, Irsay is a joke, and they won their championship and all that, but, you know, Irsay hired Bill Polian. That helps. Yeah, let me hire one of the greatest GMs to ever do it. Yeah, there we go. You know, or how can you not be Manning? You know, when Father Manning, Archie, played for a terrible franchise and got mortalized, as the Stooges would say, when Peyton and Eli, you know, well, Peyton ended up in a good place. Eli did not. And they knew that he was headed to Dean Spanos. You know what I mean? And there have been moments where the Chargers have had some good teams, but it's just like it's in spite of Spanos why they have them. It's not because of Spanos. You know? And Archie knew that. And Eli knew that. And they took the hardline approach. So it's interesting that to hear the father talk that way, but there's a part of me that just, there's no way you believe that, dude. There's no way in the world that you're telling me that you're going to go to Cincinnati and you're going to go in there gung-ho and thinking that everything's positive when nobody has been able to elevate that franchise under that loser. You got to feel like, wow, dude. Yeah, it's great to play in LSU. It's great to win a championship. It's great to be the number 1 overall pick. But, man, I'm ending up in Cincinnati. Ugh. Now, and again, folks, I'm not talking about the city. Nothing against the city. Nothing against the people. I've been to Cincinnati. It's a nice place. Love the White Castle right by the river. I remember it very well visiting it. Okay? All right? I'm nothing wrong with Cincinnati. All right? I'm just talking about the owner and the way the team has been run. That's all. I just want to make sure, because we have listeners in Cincinnati, and I just want to make sure that the folks in the Natty know that I'm not picking on the Natty. I'm just picking on Mike Brown. And I wouldn't want to work for him. I wouldn't want to play for him. I wouldn't want to coach for him. I wouldn't want to deal with Mike Brown at all. If I'm an agent, I don't want any of my players there. Think about it. What agent gets a positive call from their client in Cincinnati? It's impossible. The only positive they must get is when they high-five their agent for a new contract and a signing bonus and all that. But there's no way they're calling them to brag about, dude, what a great franchise this is. What a great coaching staff. Man, we are headed in the right – I really thank you, man, for leading me here to free agency and telling me this is where you need to sign.
I got one back in the day. A second stringer, one of the NFLans gets in trouble, and now he's the starter. How about that?
What?
Well, because they had all the NFLans.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
So the NFLan gets in trouble,
Yeah.
and now he slides to the starting spot.
Yeah, but
that would be the one scenario. How about that?
but eventually the NFL gets tired of losing, and then tells his agent, like, man,
Get me out of
I know I'm starting, man, but I need to start somewhere else because I want to play in Pittsburgh. I want to play, and they just start mentioning the winning teams.
I don't think they've ever. I'm thinking of Takeo Spikes and Corey Dillon. They never keep them guys. Them guys always walk away from there.
Yeah. Oh, Cincinnati?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sitting here and trying to think of somebody that's
Carson
stayed.
Palmer maybe stayed
That's
most
it. Yes,
of his
yes,
career.
yes.
I mean, he played a couple years at the end in Oakland and Arizona.
Right.
So it's not
But
like
but he
all
was
of his
there
career,
for a
but
solid 10.
Corey Dillon was mostly of his career. When the back end, when he went to the Patriots, he didn't have, it was like a little bit of left in the tank. But most of the good part of his career was spent in Cincinnati. By the way, the guy that's about to leave now, A.J. Green.
Yeah.
It's like 8 years.
Yeah.
I mean, whatever's left of A.J. Green's
Right.
career, he gave the best of his years to Cincinnati. You know what I mean? So they've been able to keep a couple guys around that they were able to pay. But again, it's like you never walk away satisfied with your career in Cincinnati because if the owner actually committed, you might have won something. But you never are going to win in Cincinnati. So that's why Joe Burrow's dad can say all the right things.
Don't you think he's got to kind of
I don't
say
believe
that
it.
because they're from that area? You got to kind of handle kid gloves. You know what I mean? You don't bash where you're from.
I think he would say it for any team.
Oh, just being politically correct.
I think his dad is a classy guy.
Well, he's
he's
a coach. He's old school.
Yeah,
you know.
Look how his kid handled the Heisman speech, dude. It was like you were like, wow, man, you could be my son anytime.
Him changing the spelling of his name the last game, senior day, just to be with the people.
Yeah,
he's very accommodating.
He just looks like a good dude, man, and he's got great upbringing, obviously. That's kind of usually, of course, there are some people that, they're able to overcome their, screwed up, situation and they come out good. But yeah, he just looks it. But I just laugh because there's a part of me that says he won't say it publicly ever, but something tells me that the Burrows don't believe a damn thing about that. And there's no way you can be looking at that Bengals situation in any way, shape, or form in a positive light. Dougie Fresh says, let Tanny get down by more than 10 and reality will grab the mic and sing, here I am, rock you like a hurricane. Yes, I'm with you. And that's what will end up happening if that happens. Now, if, of course, Derrick Henry dominates, then, yeah, you can definitely expect them to, have a good chance of winning.
Got to watch that clock. 2 or 3 seconds left. Don't snap the ball until it's all the way down.
Yep, you're right about that. All right, let me tell you about Toyota of Hollywood. We were there yesterday, hanging out. We'll be there again, actually, next Sunday, correct?
Saturday, Craig's in.
We're not going to be there Sunday. On Thursday because we're all week at the Senior Bowl, and so we can't be Thursday at Toyota of Hollywood because that'll be our last day at the Senior Bowl. We'll travel on Friday. And we are going to be there next Sunday. So if you want to get a great deal, get on down to Toyota of Hollywood. They're a couple of blocks south of that big, beautiful guitar on the Turnpike, 1841 North State Road 7. They've got over 1,500 cars and trucks in stock. Some great deals, up to 50% or less. They are the number one volume sales dealership when it comes to Toyotas in the Southeast United States, folks. That's why you want to get on down there. 400,000 square feet. It is a ginormous place. So when you want to get a Corolla or you want to get a Tundra, whatever car you're looking for, you're going to have a wide variety, a hell of a selection. Take it from a guy that just bought a vehicle there about a month ago, actually. I don't even think it's a month yet.
You've had your car for a month?
Not yet. 3 weeks.
You just got your tag.
Yeah, just over 3 weeks. Just got the tag. Haven't put it on yet. I got to put it on. It's in the car. It's in my back seat. If I get pulled over, they're going to ask me, where's it? Well, it's in the back seat. I'm lazy. I haven't been able to put it on. I've got all the screws. I can put it on right now, officer. Anyway, so if you see, a Aqua-like Camry XSE for Hialeah Police, and maybe if I cut through the springs a little bit, give me a break, okay? And when I get home, I'll put on the tag. But anyway, get on down to Toyota of Hollywood and get yourself a brand new vehicle, buy it, lease it, whatever you do, put on that license tag.
Thinking about buying or refinancing a home? Act now. Home values are ticking up. Don't put off making a move any longer. Call Michael Kodzie now at Choice Mortgage Bank, 561-441-2730, while mortgage interest rates are still at historical lows. Call now to get pre-approved and buy your dream home. If you're currently paying over $800 a month for rent, call 561-441-2730 now before interest rates go up. Down payments as low as 3.5%. Veterans may qualify for no money down. If you own a home, but you're upside down, Michael Kodzie can help. If you're being denied by your bank or your loan process is taking too long, call 561-441-2730. Act now while fixed rates are still under 3.5%. Offices in Boca and Boynton Beach. Rates and terms subject to change daily without notice. Equal housing lender. NMLS 122081.
No one expects to get into a crash, but I expect you to go to accidentlawfirm.com if you do. Make sure when hiring a driver you go through a rideshare app so that you can be covered by the insurance, which can be up to $1 million whether you're a passenger or a driver. In other words, don't try to save a few bucks by paying cash instead of going through the app. I'm attorney Bobby Nunez from Nunez Law in Miami, and we're here to help you through the process. Go to accidentlawfirm.com for a free consultation from me, Bobby Nunez. That's accidentlawfirm.com.
America's safest and best-selling compact luxury SUV is at Acura of Pembroke Pines, and this is how we do it. RDX, $339 a month at Acura of Pembroke Pines, the #1 volume Acura dealer.
The world's biggest band is coming twice. Metallica. Headlining the Welcome to Rockville Music Festival. 2 different nights, 2 different sets. The weekend of May 8th through the 10th. Go to welcometorockvillefestival.com for all information. Get your tickets on sale right now. The one, the only Metallica. Go to welcometorockvillefestival.com.
This is the Big O Show. This is the Big O Show.
All righty, welcome back to beautiful Hialeah Park.
This is the Big O Show.
We play some spots here on the show, obviously, from many of our sponsors, like Toyota of Hollywood and stuff like that. But if you've noticed, we've added a new one, and that's Rockville. And Rockville is coming May 8, 9, and 10? Or 9, 10, 11?
I think it is 8, 9, and 10.
I think it's 8, 9, and 10. I want to say.
Can I play it again? We got a 15-second one. Can
all
I
right,
play it again?
Go ahead. Play the 15-second one. Go ahead.
Metallica. Headlining the Welcome to Rockville Music Festival. 2 different nights, 2 different sets. Go to welcometorockvillefestival.com for all information. Get your tickets on sale right now.
So get your tickets to Rockville, okay? Get your passes. It is May 8, 9, and 10 in Daytona Beach, of course. And we're going to be there all 3 days. We're going to be doing interviews, all kinds of stuff. We got 3 pairs of passes for the entire weekend to give away here on the show. Yes. So if you want your chance to win a pair of tickets, a pair of bands, that's what it is. It's not tickets. It's a pair of bands that you wear all weekend, and you walk in all 3 days, which, by the way, for those of you that don't know, Metallica is there. They're doing 2 nights. They close out 2 nights, 2 different sets. I can't say enough about that,
dude,
bro.
50, 60 Metallica songs?
I just,
man, are you kidding me?
I can't say enough about that. Disturbed is there. And if you've never seen Disturbed live, trust me, you want to see Disturbed live. Okay?
I finally did.
So awesome.
Wow.
Right? They're fantastic.
I will never miss them again.
Have you seen Godsmack live?
I did with you.
Oh, yeah, you did with me recently.
Yes, and I got to see
so good.
Your girl.
That's right.
Lizzie Hale.
That's right. Leonard Skinnard is there. Deftones, which I know my boy here loves freaking Deftones.
Awesome.
Yeah, maybe Chino comes to the tent and we have Chino Moreno on as
we did shake hands with Chino that one time at Pompano.
Yeah, but we'll hopefully we'll get Chino
to hang out.
Something tells me Chino's the kind of guy that shows up and does the interview. So I think we'll get Chino on from Deftones. I just got a good Metallica. I don't think there's a shot in hell we get them. But if they come to the tent, we'll be there, I guarantee you, and we'll do it. But anyway, Social Distortion's there. The Offspring, Stained. I'm not a Lamb of God guy, but if you like a Lamb of God, go ahead. Enjoy yourself. Rancid, Dropkick Murphys, watch out with the skinheads. Mastodon, love Mastodon. I knew nothing about Mastodon. I went to Red Rocks to go see Primus. Mastodon was opening up. They are good, man. They can sing. They play hard. They're good. Gojira, I don't know much about them. Alter Bridge, love Alter Bridge. Pretty Reckless is not bad. Royal Blood, Anthrax, I love it. Oh, that's gonna be good. That's actually one of my favorite bands in this list is Anthrax. I love Anthrax, man. Joey Belladonna is an absolute badass. Have you ever heard Joey Belladonna do Dio? Have you seen Anthrax live yet?
Seen them twice.
Yeah, you saw them with me. Motorhead.
Seen them twice.
And
we saw them
with Voice of Extreme,
Slayer,
right?
Slayer.
It was.
Fillmore.
That Fillmore one.
Yes.
Yes.
Slayer.
Exactly. Yes.
That was within 8 months. We saw him twice.
And you saw they always do a Dio song.
Yes.
So Joey Belladonna does a great Dio, bro.
Hey, man.
An excellent Dio.
Anthrax has some really good musicians,
they're awesome.
man. They're all.
I love.
They do their own solo
Anthrax.
stuff. They're very accomplished.
No, I love it. Ghost Main, I know nothing about. Hell yeah, I do. I like them. Hollywood Undead. I like the Bad Wolves. They're there also. Sleeping with Sirens, Of Mice and Men, The Darkness, Code Orange, Power Trip, Dance, Gavin Dance, Motionless in White, Knock Loose, City Morgue, Sick of It All, Angonist Front, Ginger, Dinosaur Pile Up, a whole bunch of other ones. Oh, New Year's Day. I like New Year's Day. There we go. From the Gods, Goodbye, Airborne, Counterfeit, Tooth Grinder, I don't know. Whole bunch of other ones. Let me see if there's anything else that I know. Oh, Hero the band. I like Hero. Joyous Wolf. I like also. So there you go. Those are a bunch of bands. We got 111 days, 21 hours and 17 minutes till it takes off. So we are going to give those passes away. We're going to do it. You know what I'm thinking? It's May 8, 9, and 10. I'm going to go April 8th. I'm going to do it. So it's a month ahead, so you have time to get a hotel. You know, I don't want to give it the week before.
That would be a lot.
Yeah, because then if they got to get a room or whatever, but I want to give people time to get in on it. So send us, all right, on the accidentlawfirm.com text line, 786-322-1105. And April 8th, we will pick the winners, and you will be contacted by yours truly, and you will, if you win, you're in, and I hope to see you there. All right?
You know what we're going to have to do with Metallica? You're going to have to talk to your girl with Rockville and get it set up months in advance. Remember, somebody was telling us about
hold on a
when
second.
they go out on tour. It's like you talk to us in these 2 weeks, and that's it. Once we get rolling, they're done.
The other thing is the interviews aren't only those 3 days that we may do it. From now on, leading to the
right,
we might get. Well, not might. We are going to get artists that are going to be calling us to promote the festival and promote their appearance at the festival. Which, by the way, it's a hell of a lineup, man. One awesome freaking lineup, man. I love this lineup.
When you were in Jacksonville,
yes,
a couple years ago,
yep,
that whole area was inundated, right? Hotels, like if you're gonna go, you need to be like on the go a couple months before because you're gonna.
No, but we're a little lucky. That's Jacksonville. Daytona is a tourist destination.
Yes.
So they're gonna have.
It's a little bit different,
and they're gonna have a ton of hotels, dude. Because the beach, the label is the world's most famous beach is Daytona, right? So that's, this is better for them.
It's a little bit better tourist.
Yeah, that's why maybe Jacksonville I would have done it 2 months ahead of time because of the limited.
You know, it's the only thing that I'm upset about it not being in Jacksonville.
No, don't. Because you want to stay at Skinner's house.
Dude, I want to stay at Leonard Skinner 38th, man.
I knew that. I knew you were going to say that.
That would just one night. Just one night. You know how cold
that would be?
No,
you're right. I personally, for me, I would have loved it.
Remember how it had that?
Plus, we're going to see Skinner.
Yeah.
At the
show. They are there, yes.
You know what I mean? So there you go. Again, the accidentlawfirm.com text line, 786-322-1105 if you want to enter in on the passes for Rockville. And the other thing is if you want to get in, besides you want to say anything, comment on something, go ahead. You want to be a sponsor of our, program, you can reach out to us on the accidentlawfirm.com text line, 786-322-1105. Or you can DM me on Twitter at Big O Show. The DMs are always open, so you can slide in, okay? And so Halle Berry, Jennifer Aniston, you're more than welcome to slide into my DMs anytime you want. Just, I want to throw it out there. You never know. Halle Berry could just download our podcast one day and she gets the message. You know what I'm saying? You just never know. Just got to throw it out there. You know, it's one of those things. It's possible. Let me live the dream. Okay? All right, so we got that going on. Heat, they're back in action tonight against the Thunder. So it's Thunder or Queensryche. And John 5. John 5 is opening up for Queensryche. That's going to be awesome, too. So I'm looking forward to that. That's going to be fun tonight at the Culture Room. Little John 5 and Queensryche. Anybody going to the Culture Room tonight for Queensryche? Let me tell you something. Just in case you're a Queensryche fan, or you used to be a Queensryche fan and all that good stuff, I just want you to know that this Queensryche is excellent. I know it's not Jeff Tate, but they do a great job, and I'm forgetting now the gentleman's name that replaced Jeff Tate. He sounds excellent. Does a really, really good job. And then John 5, obviously, you all know him, David Lee Roth and Marilyn Manson and Rob Zombie and all that stuff. So John 5 is one hell of a guitarist. You think he's got some credits in his John 5? You think he's got some credits in his resume?
The names you were just rambling off, man. It's pretty impressive.
Yeah. So, you know, he's all right. He's worked with Rob Halford, you know, Meatloaf and Ozzy Osbourne and the Scorpions and Slash and stuff like that. You know, he's just a guy. Just a guy. You know?
Every one of the bands you mentioned is that you have to be an artist. You have to be a badass.
Yeah, no.
Bottom line, you have to be.
This guy's a badass. So he can jam. John 5 is going to be fun tonight.
I had no idea. Now I'm looking forward to seeing this guy.
Oh, John 5?
Yes,
yeah,
sir.
Man, for sure, dude. For sure. Alex Diaz says, my wife would die to see Disturbed. Well, take her, bro. Take her. What are you waiting for? And obviously, sign up. Try to win the tickets. If you don't win the tickets, well then, you know, I'm sorry about that, but take her, man. And say, hey, my wife was, you know, she loved Paris. And so you got to step up sometimes, Alex. And let me tell you something. When they do Sound of Silence from Simon and Garfunkel, wow. And when you hear it live, it is awesome. Disturbed when they do that.
I can tell you exactly when it was. Because you went and saw Greta Van Fleet in Denver or at Red Rocks.
Yes.
So September 23rd, 22nd, something like that?
Yeah, it was 22nd and 23rd.
I will never miss them again.
Oh, Disturbed? No, of course not.
Godsmack, another one. I will not miss
And that was
Godsmack.
a hell of a concert because you got to see New Year's Day and Disturbed, right?
Them Evils.
Oh, it was Them Evils.
The girl.
Oh, no. Them Evils is not the girl. Oh, no. Wait a minute. I'm sorry. We're getting it confused. It's not New Year's Day. It's In This Moment, bro. That's who you saw.
Yes.
In This Moment. You saw Maria. Maria is the lead singer. The curvaceous one that sings.
The cultist type.
But the only thing you missed, the only thing that she didn't do Fly Like an Eagle in yours. She did it in mine. I thought that was like a staple in every show. If you ever want to hear, Fly Like an Eagle from Steve Miller, if you ever want to hear like a really cool version of it, completely different, by the way, listen to In This Moment. Go on YouTube and find In This Moment, Fly Like an Eagle live. Okay? I think it's only live. She doesn't have it on, I don't think she has it on any of her albums. But yeah, check that out. That will blow you away. She's got one hell of a voice, man. And In This Moment also puts on one hell of a show, too. That's the other thing. So there you go. All right, 786-322-1105 if you want to get in on the program, or you want to try and win a pair of passes to Rockville, baby. May 8, 9, and 10. We are giving away 3 pairs. Okay? The other requirement is if you go, you got to track us down. Find us somewhere. Okay? Say hi to us. Love to meet you. Have some fun. All that good stuff. And, the interesting part is that by the time we do that, we're going to do we do things on this podcast that nobody does, right? We got our own text line, right? We do live shows all over because we're really not a podcast. We're really a live radio show that gets podcasted, right? How many podcasts are going to have their own office? That's coming too. We're grinding away, baby. So you might have a place to go pick up those tickets. We don't have to meet you somewhere, actually. Meet us at Hialeah Park, and you can pick up the tickets there when we're at Hialeah Park, or meet us at whatever. No. Soon. We are growing, baby, every single day, and we thank all of you out there for that. Ian from Brooklyn says, like button. Yes, that's right. Make sure you like the while you're watching on the YouTube broadcast, make sure you give us a little like there. Jay says, good afternoon. Good afternoon, Jay. Let's see, what else do we have here? Dougie says, I already read that one from Dougie. What else do we have here? Okay. Diaz says, and we met the Stones as well, got autographs as well. It was great. Okay. All right, you met the Stones. Nice for you, Alex. That's pretty good, bro. If you met the Stones, that's fantastic. Did you meet Keith Richards? Was he able to, even stand and talk? So I don't know what they do. They must do something. They got to have, some puppeteer at the top of the stage. And then we don't see the strings, but, I don't know. Something's going on. There's no way you saw Keith Richards live, right? Did you see Keith? I could see the other guys, but Keith Richards, that man is, I tell you right there, that is a freak of all freaks. Okay? That's all I can tell you. Let's see. Did you change the logo? I deleted it and did a new search and found it, and it's all up to date. I resubscribed. Okay, well, thank you very much for resubscribing. And you can subscribe to SoundCloud, iTunes, Spotify, Stitcher. Hey, what do you say about those? Gary Clark Jr. is the best guitarist in the game right now. And who is your personal favorite guitarist right now and why? That's a phenomenal question, man. I'm a huge Joe Bonamassa guy. I'll tell you, Jake Kiszka is growing on me from, obviously, Greta Van Fleet. New type of guitarist. Richie Faulkner. Love Richie Faulkner from Judas Priest, man. I just read an article last night from Richie where he was talking about how he has all these new ideas for the new up-and-coming Judas Priest album that he's excited to get to the studio and put together a new Priest album. I'm excited because Firepower is freaking phenomenal, man. And I thought Richie was excellent in that album. So Richie Faulkner is another guy there that I absolutely love as a guitarist. Those are a couple guys I can give you. Hey, Big O, I was watching the video from back when you interviewed that offensive lineman from Mississippi State at East-West Shrine Game. I like that kid. I think the Dolphins should take a flyer on him in the later rounds. He interviewed well, spoke a little fast at times, but you did a good job of making him comfortable. Go Fins. Thank you very much. And I believe you're talking about Darrell Williams from Mississippi State, the center. He looked like a good kid, right? And he had a great attitude about him. I like him too, and I thought he played well. I think he's a guy that, you're right, in the third day of the draft, that's one of those projects that you take. And again, they're projects, but I would take a chance on him, no doubt. Who do you think is underperforming the most and in risk of being traded from the Panthers. My brother, I got to tell you something. Outside of Huberdeau and Barkov and Trocheck, anybody and everybody is tradable. And if this team doesn't make a run in the playoffs, okay, not just make the playoffs, I need you to get into the second round at least. You need to blow up the roster. You need to blow it up and blow it up good. Okay? Matheson, whatever, and I know he scored yesterday, whatever, move him. Okay? I mean, I don't think you can move him because the salary is ridiculous, but Bob is, I'll tell you, man, that's unacceptable the way he's playing. From day one, he has not played up to the level of a $10 million player. Hey, Bob, you signed that contract, dude. Shayna, they bought their tickets. They knew what they were getting into. I say, let them crash. So have you seen Airplane, point, counterpoint? That's what I'm talking about. Bob, you bought your ticket. You knew when you were signing that contract, they were going to demand excellence from you, how you normally play. You're not playing like that. You're not living up to the and no more of this bull crap. Okay? Because I really would love to say the other word. Well, he's a slow starter. Dude, we're in mid-January now. I heard that excuse in October. Then, it's only November. Well, we're in December, and now we're mid-January. Oh, and now he's banged up. I'm just saying. Okay? I'm just saying, and I'm not O.J. Simpson saying I'm just saying.
Sir?
Yes.
I'm going to have to apply the brakes. We got to get ready for Will Carroll.
Okay. Another guy says, just another PR stunt by the NFL. Big O, miss you on Sirius. Well, dude, we'll be on tomorrow, 3 to 7. But you don't have to miss us at all. We're on demand anytime you want right here at Big O Radio Show. You can go to the website, BigORadioshow.com, all of that. All right? Let's take a quick break. We'll come back on the other side. Will Carroll, the injury expert. Let's find out about the most important injuries in the NFL. We do that with Will Carroll next.
Plus tax, tag title. It includes $8.99 dealer fee on approved credit offers and 11/10/19.
Over 1,500 Toyotas are on the ground, and truckloads of new 2020 Toyotas just keep on coming. To eliminate all 2019 models, Toyota of Hollywood is holding the ultimate 2019 model year changeover event. Make us an offer, any offer, and you can buy a Toyota at up to 50% less than their original MSRP when new and used.
50% less.
A pre-owned 2019 RAV4, not $30,000, $19,775. A pre-owned 2019 Camry LE, not $26,000, $17,775. A pre-owned 2019 Corolla LE, not $22,000, $12,775. Pay up to 50% less at Toyota of Hollywood, the #1 volume Toyota dealer, based on total retail sales of new Toyotas in the Southeast region for 2014 to 2018 per SET, on 441 between Hollywood Boulevard and Sheridan Street. Open till midnight.
Thinking about buying or refinancing a home? Act now. Home values are ticking up. Don't put off making a move any longer. Call Michael Kodsey now at Choice Mortgage Bank, 561-441-2730, while mortgage interest rates are still at historical lows. Call now to get pre-approved and buy your dream home. If you're currently paying over $800 a month for rent, call 561-441-2730 now before interest rates go up. Down payments as low as 3.5%. Veterans may qualify for no money down. If you own a home, but you're upside down, Michael Kodsey can help. If you're being denied by your bank or your loan process is taking too long, call 561-441-2730. Act now while fixed rates are still under 3.5%. Offices in Boca and Boynton Beach. Rates and terms subject to change daily without notice. Equal housing lender. NMLS 122081.
No one expects to get into a crash, but I expect you to go to accidentlawfirm.com if you do. Make sure when hiring a driver, you go through a rideshare app so that you can be covered by the insurance, which can be up to $1 million whether you're a passenger or a driver. In other words, don't try to save a few bucks by paying cash instead of going through the app. I'm attorney Bobby Nunez from Nunez Law in Miami, and we're here to help you through the process. Go to accidentlawfirm.com for a free consultation from me, Bobby Nunez. That's accidentlawfirm.com.
The world's biggest band is coming twice. Metallica. Headlining the Welcome to Rockville Music Festival. 2 different nights, 2 different sets. The weekend of May 8th through the 10th. Go to welcometorocktillefestival.com for all information. Get your tickets on sale right now. The one, the only Metallica. Go to welcometorocktillefestival.com.
This is the Big O Show. 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 This is
Alrighty, welcome back. It is time to rock and roll with Will Carroll, the injury expert. If you want to get the latest before you make a investment, you got to, of course, listen to this segment because Will always has the best information out there. If you want to follow him on Twitter, it's @InjuryExpert. Will, how you doing, my friend?
I'm doing great, better than most of the NFL players. You know, for a lot of guys, they're getting ready for some playoff games. But for more guys, they're in line for surgery. There has been just a crazy number. There's always a line right at this point of the season. The guys who made it through the season knew they needed something, but the medical staff got them through somehow. I haven't seen this amount in quite some time. I don't know if it's actual or whether it just seems that way, but I've been talking to doctors the last couple of days, and it's like, well, he was in, and this guy was in, and I don't know how this guy made it with a torn rotator cuff all season, but it's pretty nuts.
All right, so then what you're telling me is that load management is a bunch of load of crap.
Yes and no. I just don't think we're doing it very well. The thing you've got to realize is there's both low load and high load, and it's those spikes that seem to be throwing people off. In football, look, let's face it, trauma is the big problem, and load management isn't going to help when you get hit by a truck.
Yeah.
So I just think we're in the very early days of it, and I worry that the term being misused is going to lead to the concept being abused. Load management in and of itself, absolutely true, especially once we get into baseball season. But nobody seems to know what they're doing with it, and it's become a buzzword without a real meaning.
All right. There aren't like a ton of real serious injuries in the playoffs, which is actually a good thing for the 4 teams that are left. D Ford dealing with a hamstring, likely to play. Serious, not serious? What's the deal?
Certainly bothersome, but he'll definitely play. He's going to be out there. The one injury that I'm really watching, a lot of people are asking about Ford and Kittle, who's basically they're just resting him. The fact that they're saying ankle is because he's broken it early in the season. The guy I'm really watching is Adoree Jackson. He's got a foot problem, and there's not a lot of detail on it. Played through it last week and just seemed to be off a little bit. His team won, but he did not have a good game on the film or by the numbers. So I'll be curious to see whether or not he'll be out there, getting the Pat Mahomes treatment. If there's a weakness, Mahomes is going to find it, and there might be one staring him in the face.
How about Adam Humphries with the ankle? That's a possession guy that they could use.
Yeah, definitely. I'm really waiting to see whether he practices today. He was out there yesterday, but they called him limited. He wasn't able to run all the routes. So I think what we're going to see from him is a lot of curls and slants, because you don't have to really do a whole lot to that ankle to be able to cut inside, cut outside, hook around, just kind of find that spot. So there'll be adjustments. He's not a guy that needs to be out there running routes like a Juju Smith-Schuster, or that'll be so held back the way Julian Edelman was. I think Humphries will be out there. I'm just not sure if he's, if he's at 80%, that's one thing. If he's 50%, that's a whole different thing. So I'm going to be waiting for that practice report a little bit later from now.
What can you tell us about Zion's return? And they're saying it's not a minutes restriction that they're going to put on him, but they're just going to, watch him and then see how they pace him. So walk us through where he's at, and then what did they do with his, I don't know how he walks and runs and all that they were trying to reteach him so he doesn't get injured. What is it that they're doing with him? Because obviously this is a cat that plays with a lot of force. And that's where I worry about him even staying healthy in this game.
I don't think it's that, because he hasn't had a lot of injuries. Sure, he had the shoe blowout, that's one thing. And he had a meniscus tear. Tons of guys have this and play through it for years and years. Even in the worst-case scenario, Dwayne Wade. They pulled his meniscus when he was in college, which is a very common thing, but it's like driving around with shock absorbers. There's going to be a cost down the road, and that was Wade being 3 or 4 hours before a game getting ready, and then 3 or 4 hours afterwards trying to minimize the damage. Williams is not to that. They just saw that when he walked and ran, he was putting more force on his knee than you would expect. So they got the lasers out. There are devices that watch how you walk, gait monitors that use lasers and cameras and machine learning, pretty high-tech stuff. And they just basically retaught him running mechanics. And they think that will really help him. So they'll be watching him. It's not normal to him now. He's still having to think about it. And this is kind of the whole walking and chewing gum thing. It's one thing to be on a machine telling you whether you're walking or running right. The whole other thing to not think about it, to get out there and do what he can do on a basketball floor. So in the short term, I'm not worried about him at all. I don't think they're going to risk him very much. I think there'll be in essence a minute restriction. But long term, I really think they're overdoing this. To me, this is ultra conservatism from an injury standpoint. I get that you're going to try to maximize this guy, but if you're New Orleans, if you've been through this whole Anthony Davis saga over the last 2 years, why do you really care where Zion Williamson is going to be 10 years from now? I'm not saying Zion shouldn't care about it, and certainly he should thank New Orleans and put a little goodwill in the bank for them having done this. But the fact is, he's probably not going to be there when this is really a problem. And if Zion Williamson has a problem 5 years, 10 years down the line, I'll be a little bit ticked off that we missed some of the games on the front end of his career.
All right, good stuff from Will Carroll, the injury expert. Will, by the way, do you know anything about Justice Winslow? Because he had this back issue, then he came back, and then apparently something happened again, and now he'll be reevaluated in a couple weeks. He's been very injury prone. Do you know anything on what's going on with Winslow's back?
Yeah, this is a tough one. Backs, for anybody who's just woken up the wrong way, you do have to worry about this. Nobody from Miami is saying this, but it sure sounds like it's more than just a bone bruise down there. And that's what they've been saying. When he missed, 10, 15 games earlier before coming back last week, it was bone bruise. This reads a whole lot more like a disc problem. And that's the worry that I have. If it's a bone bruise, I'm worried that it's not what we think of, that he fought with it, that there's actually something in the kind of the structural area that he's putting more pressure on it. And obviously any spinal thing for a guy, what is he, 24, 25?
Yeah.
It's certainly worrisome, but you think about all the force, the up and down, those kind of things get problematic. I do worry. They're not saying anything about discs, which is both good and bad. If it was a disc, we understand it. We know how to fix those. If the discs aren't working and we have a structural issue, if we hear bone bruise with a knee, you start thinking, well, the meniscus is probably given in, the cartilage is problematic. When that happens with a spine, that's very, very bad, and I'm hoping that's not the case here.
All right. Well, let's get through this one here. With Tua, Lee Steinberg came out and said that Tua will be ready to throw before the combine, and that he'll be able to throw 40 to 60 times. So what limitations could we expect? How healthy is he at that point? What kind of an assessment can you make on that? I know you don't have the meds and all that, but what's the average for a person that's going through this kind of a rehab?
Well, here's the thing. We don't really know. I've got a very good idea of what they did and why they did it. If your idea of what happened to Tua is Bo Jackson or grandma's hip replacement, very, very different thing. The thing about this is that without knowing that, we can't tell exactly. And I think what Lee Steinberg said was well calculated. I do think he's going to throw. I think he's throwing now. Again, can't confirm that. But it's one of the things where a lower half injury, if he's not putting stress on it, he can stand up, he can walk. He's probably at a stage where he can, do a light jog. Wouldn't surprise me if he was on an Ultra G treadmill that made that a little bit easier for him. And what Lee didn't say is what kind of throws. I think what people are worried about is he going to be in a place in August, in September to play? The fact that he can do something in February is going to be nice for guidance. But what's really going to happen is he's going to go out there, show the arm strength he has, show that he can make some of the throws. Do I think he'll be out there at the combine? Nope. But you know what? There's going to be some perfectly healthy guys that don't throw at the combine. I think he'll throw either at a pro day or at a private workout. I think it'll be very, very controlled. That they'll tell the team what he can and can't do. But what's really going to come down to it is the team doctors. They're going to sit down with Tua's doctors down in Birmingham and in Houston and say, here's what we did, here's why we did it, and here's what we think is going to happen. It's going to be very, very difficult for team doctors to overrule that. Now, we've seen that happen, think Drew Brees, in Miami, but I just don't see it happening. What I'm watching for is that Detroit pick. If you're a team that needs a quarterback, and there's a lot of them, and you think that you want Tua, if you're willing to take that risk, you're going to have to jump up there and give Detroit something to get ahead of Miami. And so I'm watching to see who's getting those medicals, because that's going to give us an idea on who's looking hard at Tua.
All right, interesting. And let me tell you, when they're doing that assessment at that moment, he's obviously not 100%. So what are teams trying to accomplish there? What kind of progress are they trying to feel good about? Put it that way.
Yeah, that's the question. If we knew exactly what the surgery was, basically we know he broke his hip. We don't know how they put it back together. Did they have to align it? Did they use pins? Did they use some sort of glue? Was he in some sort of brace? I think we've all but ruled that out because we've seen him too much to have some sort of bulky immobilizer. So the guess is, and again, let me preface this statement by saying we don't know exactly. I think there's pins in there. And the question is whether they're going to come out, whether everything's healing properly. And, a couple of good x-rays and an MRI are going to give them pretty much everything. But I honestly think the doctors are going to be like us. They're going to go in there. They're going to sit down, see the surgical report, see where he is. Here's an X-ray from December. Here's an X-ray from February, and you'll see the progress. And from that, you can make a very educated guess about where he's going to be in May, June, September. Is he going to need to sit the year out? Is that what teams want to do? I think almost every team that I've talked to that's looking hard at him has pretty much said they're going to redshirt him, that they're going to do, what we did with Pat Mahomes, if not Aaron Rodgers. You don't want to have to push that guy out there the way that the Bengals are going to do with Burrow because he's going to become the face of the franchise from day one. I think a team like Miami, a couple other teams, they don't have to do that. You could go with a Ryan Fitzpatrick for a year, and then maybe by November you're ready to showcase him for a couple games and show the fans why they want to buy season tickets next year.
Follow him on Twitter at Injury Expert. Nobody brings it like our man Will Carroll every single week, normally at 2:30, by the way. This week he was able to accommodate us, and we appreciate that. Will, as always, my friend, appreciate you, man. You be good out there, and thank you for taking some time. We'll catch up next week, my friend.
Anytime, Mo.
All right, baby. Be good. There you go. The great Will Carroll, man. Always love having him on and talking. And I figured we'd talk a little Tua there, right, and get a little Justice Winslow, something that is really important because Lee Steinberg coming out this week talking about Tua and what kind, that he's going to throw. Got to talk to Will about this and what kind of progress is being made, at that point in time. He's going to know about this a lot more than you and I, obviously, because this is what he follows. Let me tell you a little bit about EJD Construction, because Eric and John, this is one of those great companies. And again, tell them that Big O sent you, 305-318-4978, not a handyman, okay? We're talking about custom home construction and major home remodeling. Whatever you want to add an efficiency, you want to add a new room, you want to maybe split up a room, improve the kitchen. I don't care what you want to do, folks. Anything and everything. You want the TV to come out of the roof, they can do it. EJD Construction, 305-318-4978, fully insured, $2 million in liability, $1 million in workers' comp. They didn't pick up a couple dudes at Home Depot and then show up at your house. No, it's not how it flies. These are guys that have been at this for a long, long time, working on properties that are worth hundreds of thousands of dollars to millions of dollars. Call the people you can trust. Tell them that Big O sent you. EJD Construction, 305-318-4978, EJDconstruction.com.
America's safest and best-selling compact luxury SUV is at Acura of Pembroke Pines, and this is how we do it. RDX, $339 a month at Acura of Pembroke Pines, the #1 volume Acura dealer.
Thinking about buying or refinancing a home? Act now. Home values are ticking up. Don't put off making a move any longer. Call Michael Kodsey now at Choice Mortgage Bank, 561-441-2730, while mortgage interest rates are still at historical lows. Call now to get pre-approved and buy your dream home. If you're currently paying over $800 a month for rent, call 561-441-2730 now before interest rates go up. Down payments as low as 3.5%. Veterans may qualify for no money down. If you own a home, but you're upside down, Michael Kodsey can help. If you're being denied by your bank or your loan process is taking too long, call 561-441-2730. Act now while fixed rates are still under 3.5%. Offices in Boca and Boynton Beach. Rates and terms subject to change daily without notice. Equal housing lender. NMLS 122081.
No one expects to get into a crash, but I expect you to go to accidentlawfirm.com if you do. Make sure when hiring a driver, you go through a rideshare app so that you can be covered by the insurance, which can be up to $1 million whether you're a passenger or a driver. In other words, don't try to save a few bucks by paying cash instead of going through the app. I'm attorney Bobby Nunez from Nunez Law in Miami, and we're here to help you through the process. Go to accidentlawfirm.com for a free consultation from me, Bobby Nunez. That's accidentlawfirm.com.
America's safest and best-selling compact luxury SUV is at Acura of Pembroke Pines, and this is how we do it. RDX, $339 a month at Acura of Pembroke Pines, the #1 volume Acura dealer.
The world's biggest band is coming twice. Metallica. Headlining the Welcome to Rockville Music Festival. 2 different nights, 2 different sets. The weekend of May 8th through the 10th. Go to welcometorockvillefestival.com for all information. Get your tickets on sale right now. The one, the only Metallica. Go to welcometorockvillefestival.com.
This is the Big O Show. 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 This is the Big O Show.
All righty, we are back at 2:30. Michelle Kaufman is going to join us at the bottom of the hour, so we'll have a little fun with Michelle. We'll talk all things Inter Miami, our Inter Miami report. Plenty of things to talk about with Mrs. Michelle Kaufman. If you want to get in on the accidentlawfirm.com text line, it's 786-322-1105. That's 786-322-1105 if you want to get in on the program as we take you, of course, till about 4 o'clock. We are going to have Michelle at 2:30. Steve Calabro is going to stop by at 3. We'll have a little fun with him. At 3:30, we are going to have Chris, who is the president of the Iowa Finns Club. He is going to join us. So we'll have a little fun with Chris as the latest president of a Dolphin club to join us here on the program. Hopefully he will join us in Vegas too, which is good. Love it. Right? Hopefully he'll be in Vegas. I mean, every Dolphin should be in Vegas. Every one of you need to be in Vegas, man. Vegas, baby.
If you can. You can't, some people can't give vacation. No excuses, huh?
No excuses. Screw
Quit your
work.
job.
Yeah, quit work. Damn right. Do what I did one day at Playworld. So at Playworld working in high school. I asked for a night off for a concert. Manager refused to give me that night off. I was even honest. I could have called in sick that day. Oh, I feel sick. I can't come in. Okay, great. Whatever. That's it. I'm off to the concert. He didn't want me to go to the concert. He said no. I said, okay, I quit.
You remember that day? I had to work that Saturday. I never worked a day. The guy went to some family thing. That's the day we were meeting Motley Crue.
Yeah.
Before Shot
Peaches.
at the Devil. And you guys were all pulled up. I'm there on the register, and I'm like, hey, Liza, come over here. Take over my register. I'm out of here. The guy's like, you can't. I'm like, here's my name tag. I'll see you on Friday to pick up my check. I'm going to meet Motley Crue, man.
Yeah, dude.
See ya.
That's right. So if your work doesn't let you go to Vegas for the Dolphins draft, quit that job, bro. That job's no good. I mean, you got a career going? Drop that career. Wife stops you? Divorce the woman. Girlfriend doesn't let you go? Dump her. That's what you got to do. You got to be in Vegas with the rest of us. That's all. If you got an opportunity, you can join us at Pearl Jam in Oakland for a couple days. Then you can join us over in Vegas for the draft. I don't know. I haven't heard from, NorCal's listening. I don't think he's heard that we're going to Oakland now.
When I sent him the text regarding who our
he mentioned
Dolphins president was, I said, hey, man, you are planning on going with us to Pearl Jam,
right?
Yes, and there was actually no acknowledgement.
Oh, he might not be. I don't think he likes Pearl Jam.
Huh?
Yeah. I think I think I've had this conversation with NorCal. I think NorCal
is this the Seattle thing?
No, I don't know. I don't know what it is. I forgot now.
California and Seattle had their,
I don't know what it is, but I think I had this. I think it's NorCal I had this conversation with. I don't think he's I think he's not a Pearl Jam fan.
Wow, I'm in shock.
Yeah, I mean, it happens. To each his own. Some people don't like whatever. Iron Maiden.
Yeah.
Whatever. I'm sure some people don't like the Beatles. What can I tell you? Hey, bro, there's all kinds of cats. You know what I'm saying?
You know what? Somebody says something like that. I'm like, I don't give a crap what you say about music. And no validity. You're zero.
It's a beautiful thing. But, I mean, that's how it is. All right, let's do this. Let's take a quick break. Michelle Kaufman from the Miami Herald, our Inter-Miami report, is up next.
It includes $8.99 dealer fee on approved credit. Offers end 11/10/19.
Over 1,500 Toyotas are on the ground, and truckloads of new 2020 Toyotas just keep on coming. To eliminate all 2019 models, Toyota of Hollywood is holding the ultimate 2019 model year changeover event. Make us an offer, any offer, and you can buy a Toyota at up to 50% less than their original MSRP when new and used. 50% less. A pre-owned 2019 RAV4, not $30,000, $19,775. A pre-owned 2019 Camry LE, not $26,000, $17,775. A pre-owned 2019 Corolla LE, not $22,000, $12,775. Pay up to 50% less at Toyota of Hollywood, the #1 volume Toyota dealer, based on total retail sales of new Toyotas in the Southeast region for 2014 to 2018 per SET, on 441 between Hollywood Boulevard and Sheridan Street. Open till midnight.
The world's biggest band is coming twice. Metallica. Headlining the Welcome to Rockville Music Festival. 2 different nights, 2 different sets. The weekend of May 8th through the 10th. Go to welcometorockvillefestival.com for all information. Get your tickets on sale right now. The one, the only Metallica. Go to welcometorockvillefestival.com.
is the Big O Show. This is the Big O Show.
All righty, we are back. We promised you that Michelle Kaufman from the Miami Herald with our Inter-Miami report. She is fresh from the MLS Media Days. Michelle, how are you doing?
I'm good. I'm still at LAX. I'm actually going to be boarding a flight to Miami very soon.
I like it. I like it. Did you have any in and out while you were there, more importantly? Really?
I did not. I'm sorry. I did not have any.
No in and out?
Nope.
I think.
No, I was just in working. I had no time for out. It was all in.
I believe that's illegal in California. Just want you to know. I think you cannot visit California and not go to an In-N-Out Burger, but I'll check for you. I'll make sure you're not breaking any laws while you're there.
All right.
All right, Michelle. So walk us through now. We've got, first of all, the spring training schedule is out, and it's right around the corner. Let's tell the fans what we got out there.
All right. Well, we finally have the schedule, and Inter-Miami will be training starting Monday. This Monday, they're going to be all over the place. So, the first week they're at Barry University in Miami. So finally, something in the 305. But it's closed. It's closed to the fans. So don't get too excited, fans. They really, because the players don't even know each other. They haven't met each other. The coach is just arriving this weekend. So they really don't want distractions. You know, the media is going to have very limited availability each day to talk to the players, but there's going to be nothing open to the public. The first week they're going to be at Barry. After that, then they're going to spend a week in Port St. Lucie. After Port St. Lucie, they're going to go spend a week, I think 4 or 5 days, not a full week, in Bradenton at the IMG Academy. Then they come back to Fort Lauderdale. They're going to be training in Fort Lauderdale from the 7th to the 14th, I believe is the date. And within there will be some opportunity for fans to come out. There's going to be, some kind of training that I think the fans will be able to go to. Those trainings are going to be at the actual new facility. So they're expecting that by February 7th, the fields at least will be in condition for them to train there in Fort Lauderdale. So they're going to be there a week. Then they go spend a week in St. Petersburg. They're going to play 2 games. Both of them are open to the public and free. You just have to drive to St. Petersburg to Al Lang Stadium, which is where the Tampa Bay Rowdies play. Mm-hmm. Anyway, those 2 are open to the public, free of charge. One of them is the 15th of February at 4 o'clock against Philadelphia Union. Alejandro Bedoya is on that team, so he's very excited. He said his family and friends are all going to drive over from South Florida to go. So February 15th, fans, if they want to go to St. Pete, they can see the team play for free. And then against Philadelphia. And then a week later on the 22nd, they're going to also play at the same stadium for free against the Tampa Bay Rowdies on the 22nd. Then the 23rd, they come back to Fort Lauderdale, and they will train there for the last week of training. And there will be, there's expected to be open training for fans to see that week as well. So basically, there will be a couple opportunities for fans to be able to go see them train, but most of the training is going to be behind closed doors.
Right, and so then it really doesn't matter when they do move around to different facilities because you're not really watching them anyway, right? So it's not that big a deal, right?
Right. No. Most of the practice, I mean, they're going to do 2-a-days, and most of it is, they have a lot to do in a short amount of time. And like I said, these players have never even passed one ball to each other. They don't even know each other. So there's a lot of bonding. That's one of the reasons they're going out of town. They don't want distractions. They don't want them going, they really want them focused on getting to know each other and developing some sort of chemistry. And the coach has to get to know them, and they have to figure out what everybody can and can't do. And so it's going to be a lot of work for them starting Monday because their first game is March 1st, which is really basically 6 weeks away. But there will be opportunities, like I said, the times that they're training in Fort Lauderdale, which is like the 7th to the 14th, and then the 23rd of February through the 28th. those dates are going to be in Fort Lauderdale, and they are planning to have some open sessions for fans to see. And then the 2 games in St. Pete are open to the public, the 15th and the 22nd.
Okay, so how was MLS Media Days for you? I guess it's
it was really good. I have to say it was a great experience. I mean, yesterday they brought in 40 players. I did 40 interviews yesterday. They had a little room with about 25 reporters from around the country, and they brought in from 9 a.m. to 6:45 p.m. was a parade of 40 players. We got 10 minutes each with each one, and they just brought them in one by one by one. They would sit at the table, and we would ask them questions. And, it was really good for me, especially that, we have a new team. I'm coming back into the league for the first time in 20 years to get to know all the storylines of the teams and who these players are and who some of the personalities are. And sorry about the noise here.
It's all right.
But it was really good. It was a very, very good experience, and I really feel like I did a lot of homework. You know how when you go to cover your Shrine game and the different things you do for prepare for the draft and stuff, you just go and everyone is in one place.
Yeah.
And it's really very, very, very helpful for me as a reporter to be there.
You never got to do this with the Fusion, right? That stuff didn't exist in those days?
Oh, no. The league has grown up a lot. I mean, the league has grown up a lot. It's very, very professional. I mean, it was done at the Bank of California Stadium, which is absolutely beautiful.
I see.
Really gorgeous stadium.
Your Twitter picture, you got you're showing it off there in the Twitter.
Oh, yes. Yeah. I got my new picture there. It's a beautiful, beautiful state-of-the-art stadium. It's kind of the gold standard for soccer-specific stadiums now, and it's really, really, really nice. And so they had 38 TV networks were here, local, U.S. and international, all set up with studios, and then there were like photo shoots. Even GQ was here doing a photo shoot, and then sponsors, Adidas and all kinds of sponsors were here to do their photo shoots and their advertisements and their commercials. So it was basically a 48-hour media and marketing event, for the 40 players that were there, plus some of the coaches. I got to chat with Bruce Arena for a little while, one-on-one. I got to talk to Bob Bradley, and it was just a good time to come out and just get reacquainted with the league executives and get acquainted with 40 players from the league, which is really fantastic for me because I haven't really covered MLS in a long time. And so I got to see, who are some of the really interesting little characters like CJ Sapong from Chicago Fire, definitely the most entertaining of all of the players. He's really, really fun. Worth following on social media. He's very funny, very engaging. And I got to spend some time with the 2 Inter Miami guys. So I got one-on-one interviews, which I wrote about them. It was in today's paper with Matias. They call him Matty. If you want to be in with him and be cool, it's Matty. No one calls him Matias. But Matty Pellegrini and Julian Carranza, the 2 19-year-old Argentine players who were the first 2 signees. They were the 2 guys that Inter Miami brought for the media day. And I got to spend time with both of them, and they're super young. I mean, they're my daughter's age. It was so crazy. I was interviewing them, and I'm thinking, they are 19. They are my daughter's age. They're children, But they're both really excited. They both talked about how they had opportunities to go to European clubs, and they chose to stay in MLS because they just feel that MLS is really growing a lot. It's a great opportunity. They were very impressed with what Inter Miami was offering. And there are a lot of more and more Argentine players in this league. I put in my story today, there were 33. Last season, there were 33 Argentine players in MLS. Mm-hmm. It was the largest foreign contingent outside of Canada, which had 39. But there were 33 Argentine players in the league last year. So with these 2 plus whoever else, it'll be more than 35. And they said that, this was a recurring theme the whole day in the interviews, was that a lot of younger players and players, in their mid-careers who really would never look at MLS as a place to go, they are now looking at MLS over Mexico. They're looking at MLS, especially the South American players would tend to go to Mexican League, Liga MX over MLS, and now they're choosing MLS, equally or sometimes in favor of. And they were just saying that they feel that the league reputation has gotten a lot better, that the league has matured so much, and that the more good young players that come who are in the prime of their career or rising talents, that it's only going to make the league better and better. And while, we love to have some of the star names that we recognize and everything, it's these younger, really talented young players that are going to help build the league.
Well, Michelle, how do we compare in salaries from Mexican League to the MLS?
It's not that different.
Okay.
The MLS, some of the MLS, if you're a DP, you're going to get good money over here. So, for example, this Matias Pellegrini who came over, his transfer fee was, I didn't see the books, but it's been reported in many places that it was $10 million. So if they're paying $10 million for a 19-year-old kid in Argentina, that's big money. That's big money.
Yeah, that's huge. And your article, you have him there standing with Kobe Bryant, right?
Yes. They had a sponsor event that Kobe was involved in, and he's a huge soccer fan. So he came and he hung out with the players, and then the players also got to go to a Lakers game. They went to a Lakers game against the Orlando Magic. Like all of them, in fact, they were in my same hotel. All the players were in. They were gathering in the lobby to get on a bus to go to the game, and it was fun to see them all. They all look like professional, star soccer players. They all have, crazy hair, and they were dressed in really cool outfits. Some of them had very, attractive girlfriends, and it looked like the real deal. It did not look like the tutor in after the Miami Fusion games. It was the league is much more glamorous and much more grown up than it was back then. I'm not saying that wasn't fun. That was a lot of fun, but the league is very, very professional now. It's very different.
Yeah, no, well, now they have money. Let's be honest.
They have
right?
money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's actually a profitable league now. That's the thing that all of our leagues have always been losers at the box office, and
right
now it's different, man. They've got their TV deals, they've got their marketing deals, they've got. Really, they draw better. What people don't realize is that the MLS draws on average better than the NBA and the NHL per game. So it's obviously soccer it's arrived finally. All that stuff that we kept talking about. Hey, it's coming. It's arrived already. Now it's not what the three major league sports are, but it's
going to be number 4. It's number 4 already. It's number 4, I think.
Yeah. Well, my prediction is it will be number 3 in 10 to 20 years. When we get into the 30s, you're going to see that MLS is definitely going to pass baseball up. There's no doubt in my mind. In the next 10 years, soccer passes baseball in this country. No doubt.
Yeah, they were telling me about some of the surveys that have been done, some very serious polling that they've done, and in the age group of 18 to 34, when people were asked what are their favorite sports to watch, it was football number 1, basketball number 2, and soccer number 3.
Right.
So
you
in the 35 right.
millennials, millennials and Generation
and
Zs. The baseball is it's not even on their radar. Okay.
Right.
The problem is us. We grew up with it. They think that way, and it's just not that way anymore. Not for young people, man. Baseball's not even on the radar, and that's where baseball doesn't get it. Where soccer has. Soccer again. They made a lot of waves with their video games, just like basketball and just like football. Obviously,
yeah.
Baseball video games are not anywhere near FIFA and all these other games that are being played by kids,
Right. No, it's very hip. I look at the LAFC, their fan base and everything. It's young hipsters. It is young hipsters. It's urban. It's very urban. It's very hip. It's very cool. All of their marketing and everything. And you look at the Miami Fusion. Look at me. Look at me. How old I am. The Inter Miami. If you look at the Inter Miami Instagram page right now, they haven't even had one practice. Okay, the Inter Miami Instagram page has 470,000 followers. 470,000 followers. Which I was looking. Actually, I'm doing my own little research here before you called, and I think it may be top in the league, in the entire league already, without one practice. So. But, they're very...
By the way, I bet it has more than the Marlins Instagram. I bet the Marlins
I don't know.
Instagram,
I haven't looked.
I
haven't looked. Look it up. Look up Marlins Instagram and see.
I'm going to do it right now as we speak, but I bet you
Okay.
anything that the Miami Marlins don't have that much followers. Oh, they have 470K. How much do they have?
470. Exactly.
Exactly the same right now. So they're going to
Really?
so they're going to pass up the Marlins now.
Okay, but the Marlins have 470. I'm impressed with that.
Yeah, no, it's actually pretty good, no doubt.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's good. So anyway, but the MLS and Inter Miami in particular, they've been really good about their social media. All of their marketing campaigns are geared toward hip, young people, the immigrant community, the urban community, the cool community. It's definitely on the rise, and I saw a lot. If there's 48 hours of marketing and media here, they're doing the right things with the league, and I really liked the players that they brought in were good speakers, very interesting guys, and they're all excited about the Miami team, by the way. Every one of them talked about the Miami team and how Miami is going to raise the profile of the league, and that it's a real big global city that was really missing a team, and now the league is complete, that it has a team in Miami. It now has Miami and LA and New York and Chicago, and that was the one city that they felt was missing. So anyway, it's pretty exciting, and everything is going to start up on Monday. So please start following if you don't already. I will be at every practice.
Mm-hmm.
I'll be filing stories, and we're going to have photo and videographers there for all of the practices next week. So things are going to get rocking and rolling on Monday.
That is going to be awesome. We'll be following. And of course, you can follow her on Twitter at Koff Sports and sign up for the Miami Herald, man, so you can get that Inter-Miami coverage that you deserve. She is Michelle Kaufman. She'll join us every week to talk a little Inter-Miami. Michelle, as always, you are the best. Safe travels, and we'll see you soon.
Thank you.
Be good.
We'll see you soon. Take care. Okay, bye.
Bye. There you go. The great Michelle Kaufman from the Miami Herald. That's so cool. And it's pretty cool for her personally. She is the beat. That's awesome. Like, nobody else is on the beat. Nobody's paying another reporter to be on the beat every day. No other outlet in South Florida sent somebody to the MLS Media Days. And this is going to be bigger than baseball and bigger than hockey in this town. Guaranteed. By the way, hockey has 270,000 followers on Instagram. I mean, Miami has 470, the same as the Marlins, and they haven't played a game yet. What do you think happens when they start playing games? They get to 1 million followers with no problem. I mean, they have the same amount as the Marlins without a game played yet. Meanwhile, the Marlins have been playing games for years now, and they can only get a 470. I checked up the Heat, 3.5 million. So, yeah, it's headed in that direction. And all that talk about, soccer's coming, it's here, man. It is absolutely here. Apparently, we have injuries following a bad accident on 874. There's a massive police-involved accident that has closed traffic on 874 in Southwest Miami-Dade. The crash involved 2 other cars. One person was being put in a stretcher. So be careful if you're driving towards that area, because you are going to have to deal with a lot of traffic. All right? So please be very, 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 very careful, Ming. Okay? We want you to be safe out there while you're driving. That's what we need. Do want to remind you that the show is proudly brought to you by Toyota of Hollywood, the #1 volume sales dealership, #1 Toyota dealership in the Southeast United States now. And listen, it's 6 years in a row. 6 years in a row. They've been dominating, man. They've got over 1,500 cars and trucks right now. 1841 North State Road 7. Go to the website, toyotaofhollywood.com. Get some great deals. They've got up to 0% financing for 72 months. They'll make your payments until 2021. The 2020 Corolla LE, baby, pre-owned, not $22,000, not $16,000. How about $13,775? You want to get some great pre-owned deals. You want to get some new deals. You want to get, whether you're leasing or buying like I did recently, you get on down to 1841 North State Road 7 in Hollywood, just a couple blocks south of that big, beautiful guitar in Hollywood. I like it. Hey, the Heat are back in action tonight. They're visiting the Thunder. And the Heat, by the way, are 28-12, 10-11 on the road. We'll see if they can get it done. It would be really, really nice. I don't know if you guys saw this story, but I thought it was a pretty cool story. Greg Popovich is a guy that, everybody knows him as a surly dude and all of that, but one of the things that he'll do at least is he'll be brutally honest about stuff, and when Popovich, remember that in the offseason, Popovich cut Bam Adebayo, right? And Bam is a guy now that is on the list as one of the most improved players in the NBA, right? And now Popovich, was kind of asked about Bam after the game against the Spurs, and he was kind of regretting that he cut Bam. He was kind of regretting because he kind of felt that Bam really wasn't showing everything, and that he thought, to Popovich's credit, he at least will admit, maybe I did something wrong here. And I don't think it's something that he's trying to be politically correct because he's in front of the cameras. Pop's not that kind of dude. I think Pops will tell it like it is, right or wrong. It doesn't matter to him. I think he's that guy that doesn't allow that environment to dictate what he says, right? And so he was asked about Bam, right? And he had a lot of regrets about cutting Bam. And I thought that was a pretty cool thing for him to come out and admit that. I think that I find that to be, I respect that. I mean, listen, you got to respect the guy to be the coach that he's been his entire career, obviously. But when he comes out and starts to elaborate a little bit on cutting Bam, and he sees Bam now, because obviously Bam's turned into an all-star. I think you have 2 all-stars now on the team. I really do. I think that's the way Bam has played. And when he got cut from the FIBA World Cup, he says he's actually, from what I see, a different player now than what he was when we had the tryouts. In general, when I said he wasn't quite ready, he didn't show what he really could do. I think it was maybe a product of the guys that he was around. He was in a different environment. He probably deferred more than he needed to. Maybe he was a little unsure of himself, that kind of thing. It's the same tryout. If the same tryout was today, he definitely would look a lot different. And then he goes on to say, where is it here? He goes, now that you see him during the season, I've shaken my head several times. That's not the guy we saw during the tryout. Maybe that was my fault. Maybe I should have done it differently so his skills come out. That's pretty cool. I like that. And I got to tell you something that I don't blame Pops for doing what he did, but here's the twist to all of this. Maybe it was a positive. Not for Pops or not for the national team, but maybe it was a positive for Bam. Maybe Bam would not be as good right now without that cut. Because maybe he realized that moment like, hey, I got to assert myself. I got to do more because I just got cut from the national team and I belong there. Because maybe in his mind's eye, he felt like, hey, I belong there. But then when Greg Popovich cuts you, that's like, whoa, am I really that good? Maybe I'm not that good. And maybe that made him refocus a little bit more. Maybe it fast-tracked this development a little bit more. I don't know. I don't think any of us can really answer that. But there is a chance that this might have been a motivational thing for Bam when it's all said and done. That, okay, depressing that he couldn't stay there with the national team, but it gave him fuel to the fire. Go a little metallic on you. You know what I mean? Give me fuel to the fire. So
which I desire.
Exactly. So if maybe that's what it was for Bam. He walked out there and said, give me fuel to the fire. And there he goes. And he takes off. Pretty awesome. I mean, he's been fantastic for the Miami Heat. He really has turned that corner that a lot of people were hoping that he would turn. That corner that I remember Alonzo Mourning, bragging about him. And you kind of, when Alonzo bragged about him, it was one of those things like, well, okay, you're a company guy and you're going to say positive things about whatever draft pick you get. You know what I'm saying? It's just normal that you're going to play the politics. Zoe's not going to come out and say, well, I don't really like that draft pick we got. Not going to say that. So it's hard to really take him serious, right? And listen, I think we all like Bam talent-wise, but we weren't sure if he can refine it the way he has. And that was the unknown, and he has. He's refined it. He's done a great job. He deserves to be a all-star type player, and the Miami Heat ended up drafting a guy that they've developed into an all-star. That's pretty awesome, man. That is pretty freaking awesome. And we still have a couple of guys left. What can Duncan Robinson turn into? How much better can Tyler Hero get? Kendrick Nunn, who lit it up the other night for 33. Well, what could they do is the question.
It's really fun to think these guys are just starting out.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a lot of room to grow here.
Yeah.
That's why when you were talking about if we do anything before the trade deadline, we're going to have to give up these pieces. Don't want to do that.
No.
Love these pieces, man.
Yeah, no, ride this out. Let the contracts expire. Unless somebody wants to give you a disgruntled star for your expiring contracts. And that's fine. If that's the way you're going to acquire somebody, then I'm good with that. Again, a star that's disgruntled that has potential like Tim Hardaway, but if it's the other kind of disgruntled that you're trying to kind of turn, well, then I hope it's just an expiring deal in its own way in the next year or two so you can get out of it too. Just like you're going to get out of James Johnson and Dion Waiters after next season. Okay? Because you got one more year on those two contracts. And then you're free, which is beautiful. And you'll be able to save yourself a lot of money. By the way, the Winslow deal is now looking like a terrible contract too. That's the bad part. That one's developed into a bad contract. That's not good. All right, let's take a quick break. When we come back on the other side, Steve Calabro, the manager, he's here. He just waved at me. He's going to join us. We'll talk a little football right here on the Big O Show, live from beautiful Hialeah Park. We're in the second floor poker room. Come on by and say hi. Every Friday, 1 to 4 out here.
Hanging out in the poker lobby.
That's right, at Hialeah Park.
Plus tax, tech title. It includes $8.99 dealer fee on approved credit. Offers end 11/10/19.
Over 1,500 Toyotas are on the ground, and truckloads of new 2020 Toyotas just keep on coming. To eliminate all 2019 models, Toyota of Hollywood is holding the ultimate 2019 model year changeover event. Make us an offer, any offer, and you can buy a Toyota at up to 50% less than their original MSRP when new and used.
50% less.
A pre-owned 2019 RAV4, not $30,000, $19,775. A pre-owned 2019 Camry LE, not $26,000, $17,775. A pre-owned 2019 Corolla LE, not $22,000, $12,775. Pay up to 50% less at Toyota of Hollywood, the #1 volume Toyota dealer, based on total retail sales of new Toyotas in the Southeast region for 2014 to 2018 per SET, on 441 between Hollywood Boulevard and Sheridan Street. Open till midnight.
world's biggest band is coming twice. Metallica. Headlining the Welcome to Rockville Music Festival. 2 different nights, 2 different sets. The weekend of May 8th through the 10th. Go to welcometorocktillefestival.com for all information. Get your tickets on sale right now. The one, the only Metallica. Go to welcometorocktillefestival.com.
Thinking about buying or refinancing a home? Act now. Home values are ticking up. Don't put off making a move any longer. Call Michael Kodsey now at Choice Mortgage Bank, 561-441-2730, while mortgage interest rates are still at historical lows. Call now to get pre-approved and buy your dream home. If you're currently paying over $800 a month for rent, call 561-441-2730 now before interest rates go up. Down payments as low as 3.5%. Veterans may qualify for no money down. If you own a home, but you're upside down, Michael Kodsey can help. If you're being denied by your bank or your loan process is taking too long, call 561-441-2730. Act now while fixed rates are still under 3.5%. Offices in Boca and Boynton Beach. Rates and terms subject to change daily without notice. Equal housing lender. NMLS 122081.
Plus tax, tech title. It includes $8.99 dealer fee on approved credit. Offers end 11/10/19.
Over 1,500 Toyotas are on the ground, and truckloads of new 2020 Toyotas just keep on coming. To eliminate all 2019 models, Toyota of Hollywood is holding the ultimate 2019 model year changeover event. Make us an offer, any offer, and you can buy a Toyota at up to 50% less than their original MSRP when new and used. 50% less. A pre-owned 2019 RAV4, not $30,000, $19,775. A pre-owned 2019 Camry LE, not $26,000, $17,775. A pre-owned 2019 Corolla LE, not $22,000, $12,775. Pay up to 50% less at Toyota of Hollywood, the #1 volume Toyota dealer, based on total retail sales of new Toyotas in the Southeast region for 2014 to 2018 per SET, on 441 between Hollywood Boulevard and Sheridan Street. Open till midnight.
This is the Big O Show. This is the Big O Show. This is the Big O Show. This is the Big O Show.
Yes, it is. We are into the final hour of the show, the 5th hour of the program, which is a beautiful thing. 5
In
hours.
Radio Land, that would be 9 hours.
Yeah, easily. Yeah, we'll be doing like 10 hours of programming in regular radio for you guys.
We did a whole week today.
Yeah, basically. Anyway, we are awaiting Steve Calabro, the Hialeah Park casino manager, the man that assists us in making all our picks this week. Hopefully we are going to come through and win for you. We've had back-to-back winning days in basketball, by the way, so we're doing all right there the last couple of days. We'll see if we can have a big Friday night in basketball. We're going to talk a little football now. We're going to get into some of the picks. Steve, first of all, how you doing, my brother?
Big O, I'm doing real good. I can tell you, you've been doing really good with basketball picks. But last week, our Friday picks, we got crushed.
Yeah.
I mean, our football picks, we got crushed.
Yes. Well,
So,
the Saturday was good. It was Sunday that we got crushed, right?
The Houston game was. We were all about the Houston game,
Right.
and
Yes.
and it was great for about a half.
Yes.
we had half.
It helps if Bill O'Brien wouldn't be such a freaking moron.
I got to tell you,
How do you do that on your own 31 and you killed all the momentum on you saw it in the team how they were deflated after that.
Yeah, you did, and I just was I couldn't believe it.
How he's not fired already?
I don't know.
I would have fired him right after the game. Okay?
You would think the guy had money on Kansas City.
Yeah.
The way he did that.
It was
By the way, that
ridiculous.
was a road game, right, for Houston?
Yeah, it was in Kansas.
yes.
It was in Kansas City.
I would have made his ass get his own plane ticket.
I can tell you, I've always said that
You know what's
the
better?
problem.
You hand him a bus ticket. You don't even get a just here's a bus ticket.
That's the
buddy.
problem in Houston.
Here's your Trailways ticket, and it doesn't even exist.
I just think that's the problem in Houston. That coaching is
Yeah.
sporadic to say the least.
Yeah.
That'd be nice. I'm being nice about that.
Yeah, I'm not a O'Brien fan. You know, it's that dude just does nothing for me as it is.
And you
So-
know, I have a couple friends that met him, and he's a great guy. You know, cool guy, and all you want to hang out with. But as a coach, he's just not performing at the level that he needs to, especially when it counts. Right now, you know, you get up 20, you get fortunate enough to get a couple of breaks and get up 24-0, and then your team just falls apart. I mean, that's a tough one. That's a tough loss. And it wasn't even, when you really think about it, the game, there was two games. It was the 24-0 game and the 51-7 game.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, when you really think about it.
It was Buffalo and the Houston Oilers all over again.
Yeah, it was bad. It was a bad
It was
scene.
Frank Reich and, Warren Moon's up by a ton, and then Frank Reich and company come back for one of the greatest comebacks of all time, and it's over.
So I do want to ask you a question, Big O. Now, we talked about it a little earlier today. Now, I'm just kidding. You know, I'm just having a little fun with this.
Of course.
But Ryan Tannehill has done a decent job
he's done a very good job.
4 or 5 weeks.
He's done a very good job. He makes the passes that they need, but he doesn't carry anything.
No, but he doesn't.
Without Derrick Henry, put it this way. Here's your answer, okay? I did this a couple days ago. I said, take the Ryan Tannehill, Ryan Fitzpatrick challenge. Does Ryan Tannehill win 5 games with the current Dolphins?
That's a great question.
That's all you need.
That's
it.
That's a great question.
You just answered it.
Yeah.
You didn't even, if you had any conviction on it, you would have said, "Oh yeah, of course
Absolutely.
he does."
Yeah, I don't have conviction on that. You're right.
That's all you need to know. And if anybody out there is watching and you want to be honest with yourself, just in case you're falling for the banana in the tailpipe, just ask yourself, if you think Ryan Tannehill's turned some kind of corner, do you think he would have won 5 games with the Dolphins or more? If you do, then I'm wrong. And Ryan Tannehill's turned the corner and he's a good quarterback in your eyes, that's fine. But if you think like me and Steve and Bill and everybody else that's kind of logical, that all we ever did for 7 years was say, he doesn't have enough this, he doesn't have enough that, he can't do this, he can't do that. Well, now he's got everything around him, and they got him facilitating.
Yeah, that's what he's doing. He's facilitating the pass when they need it.
And he's doing
first down
a
here.
beautiful job.
A couple of good runs.
By the way, Trent Dilfer did that. Nick Foles did that. Brad Johnson did that. Peyton Manning tried his best to do it a couple years ago when they won a championship. It's been proven when your team's really, really good and you could dominate the ground game, the quarterback just has to be serviceable.
There is one little difference, though, with Tannehill. He has made the appropriate pass when he needs to.
Yeah.
He's also used his legs.
Yeah,
All
of
those other
course.
guys you mentioned, I don't know if they were using their legs as much as Tannehill.
No.
Tannehill has some speed,
right,
and he can make 3 or 4 good runs in a game. No, I'm not saying 10. He's not Lamar Jackson.
Foles may have ran a little bit, very little.
Yeah, occasionally.
That's it. That's
You
the
know.
only guy that had something out of that group we
Yeah,
talked about. But again, it's like I tell people, Tannehill, Lamar Jackson, and who was that? Oh, Josh Allen. They're the same quarterback in this sense. They all three play differently, but if you take the run away from all three of them, they're freaking useless.
Oh, yeah.
They're not going to beat you with their arms.
It becomes a substantially worse quarterback. If you take that, yes.
Right. Whereas a real quarterback, you at least stand the chance. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so that's what I keep trying to explain to people that are getting all excited about it. And I get it. We've been beaten down. We haven't had a quarterback in 700 years. There's been 21 quarterbacks after Marino. We're also desperate that we want to paint whatever picture we want. And the kid's doing a great job. He's put in a perfect situation. And Mike Vrabel, to his credit, has balanced it the right way. He knows what it is. He knows what his team is. And he goes, all right, we're going to run the hell out of the ball. We're going to try to control the line of scrimmage. We're going to play some great defense. and my quarterback will complement Derrick Henry, and he's not putting Tannehill in a position where he has to carry the team. It's super smart, man. It's super smart.
A quarterback completes 50% of his passes in today's football. Sucks. 8 of 15 against New England, 7 of 14. He's one pass over 50% completion.
Yeah. But now let's
72 and 83 yards. He's thrown 3 passes, touchdowns. That's it.
But they know that.
Right.
And
they're not exposing it.
And they're just saying, kid, make this throw for us, that throw for us, and that's it. We only need.
So let me ask you a question. Let me ask you a question. We're going to change same topic, but a little different change. The question's a little in a little different direction. Next year, what do you pay Derrick Henry?
Whatever he wants.
No, but I mean,
you got to pay him
because he's a free agent.
You got to pay.
He's a free agent.
Well,
he look right. We all agree.
What's the market?
The team.
15 million.
He's the team.
16 million.
The offensive,
somewhere in that range.
The offensive line and him are the team.
This is a guy that's making about $1 million a year this year.
No, I got a better question for you. So are you going to pay him 17 and you're going to pay Ryan 21?
Oh, that's a tough one.
Yeah. So, or do you say, no,
that's a good point.
We got to keep Derrick Henry. We'll go get another guy for a little less.
We'll get another guy that can facilitate.
We'll go get Andy Dalton.
Yeah, Andy Dalton certainly can facilitate as well as Tannehill.
He's the same guy.
Yeah.
Ryan's just a little better, like arm-wise. He's a better athlete and a better arm than Andy.
But bottom line is Derrick Henry is going to go from $1 million this year, somewhere about $1 million salary, to about a $15 million salary.
Plus.
Yeah, whatever. It could be 17. It could be 14. I don't know. It's going to be up there.
Gurley and Le'Veon Bell are at the 15.
Yeah, they're in that 15 range, right?
Gentlemen, he has 69% of their offense on yards.
Yeah, you got to pay. You got to pay him really, like you said, whatever he wants.
69% of your yards are coming from him.
The guy, the one man.
You got to pay him.
You know what?
But then you pay him and the quarterback. That is nuts. You got to pay him because he's a generational player. Ryan is not.
Yeah.
Ryan is just a guy. And I think in this game, they end up falling behind, and then they need him, and he doesn't come up. And then I think this is the one game that may say, oh, we kind of need to check ourselves here a minute. Yeah, he's all right, but it's really all about this guy.
But explain something to me, though. I was doing a little research on this game, and I think it was week 10, the Titans beat Kansas City, and Mahomes threw 3 touchdowns, no interceptions.
Injured. He just got back from the injury.
But he threw 3 touchdowns and no interceptions.
Right. He threw like 300 yards.
He had a good day. It was hard to remember back that Tennessee beat this team.
Yeah.
Is it a matchup thing? Is there something to it that maybe the betting public may not?
That was his first, that was his first game back from that knee injury, so he did not have the mobility that he normally has. I don't know if
he put up 32 points.
Owning him in fantasy, I think it was week 10.
That's what I'm trying to tell you. He wasn't even himself when they put up 32, and he put up 32
32
points.
isn't himself. No, but
he's playing like a video game like he is.
But worse yet, Kansas City's defense gave up 35 to Tannehill, the facilitator. Henry had 2 touchdowns, and Tannehill threw for 2.
And he had, I think he had close to 200 yards.
Yeah, 188. Henry. He had 188 yards, so he had a good game and all, but
that's how you control the clock and don't give them possessions.
You don't give them possessions. That's what they got to do. That's the only way.
If you give KC extra possessions,
they're
toast.
They're going to capitalize.
They're going to score.
Yeah.
They're going to score.
So that's a good segue. It's a good segue. So right now the spread on my website was 7.5.
7.5.
It's down to 7. It went down to 7.
That's right.
Literally, at least each website's a little different.
Yeah, Kansas City's at 7 now, and San Francisco is 7.5.
Right. So this morning when I woke up, it was 7.5. We walk into the show today, and it's 7. Right.
Yeah.
Is something happening? It's an interesting sports bet theory going on right now. There's a lot of talk. The question is, I don't think anybody really believes that Kansas City's going to lose to the Titans. I just don't believe that's going to happen.
They do in Nashville.
Well, they do in Nashville, yeah, and they do it. Yes, that's one place they probably do. But is 7 points enough? And so the bet becomes a little difficult to me. For me,
because Henry, if Henry's running good, they're not going to get a huge lead.
But you know
because
what?
you're not going to have the ball.
So I like to look at the games and try to match things up. So personally, I think the coaching, I actually give Andy Reid a notch over Vrabel. Right? Although Vrabel's great,
Vrabel's done an excellent job.
He's done a very good job.
He's done
but
an excellent job. You got to
but
give him love.
I think Reid gets the up.
He's a Hall of Famer.
Yeah, he gets the
First
notch up
ballot
there.
Hall of Fame coach.
I think
man.
Mahomes clearly gets the quarterback advantage is clearly there.
Yeah.
Clearly Tennessee has the running advantage. The defense.
And defense. No, Tennessee's better.
And Tennessee's defense is better than Kansas City's.
Hell
Absolutely.
yeah.
So it's
yeah.
a little tricky in trying to match. Maybe the tight end definitely a little better at
KC.
Kansas City, right?
Yeah,
so
for sure.
There's no doubt there. So it's not like there's 5-1 if you picked 5 games, 5 portions of the game. It's not like 4 things advantage one team. It looks like it's 3-2.
Well,
that's why it's a weird bet.
Yeah,
It's a strange bet.
Although Kansas City's more explosive as a team with receivers and everything.
Yeah, Tyreek
I know
Hill
Tennessee's got the young kid that's really talented.
Very good.
But he's not Tyreek Hill already, so you got to give Tyreek Hill
And
the edge.
what happens, that explosiveness, what happens is Tannehill's completing those 15-yard passes in that 10 to 20-yard range. If you look at Mahomes, he's got significantly more passes over 20 yards than Tannehill, like significant, like 5 times the amount. So I think for me, I like Kansas City to cover because I think they're going to run it up. I think they're just going to.
Me too.
I think they're going to run it up. I think
Kansas
Andy's going to get. Let's score some points. Let's have some fun. Let's have some momentum.
Tennessee's got to get every bounce. The penalty, like everything's got to go their way.
And they can't get behind. If Tennessee falls behind, it's over with.
Yes.
Right.
Because now Tannehill's going to be forced to throw.
And that's when you force him into mistakes.
So I think we all agree that we like Kansas City.
At 7, I like Kansas City.
And we're giving them.
At 7.5, I might have gone Tennessee.
Yeah, at 7, I think it's interesting that it changed too today. Now the next game, it's still 7.5.
Yes.
And the next game, I'm a little bit of a homer on this one. So. Even though it's San Francisco.
What do we even homer? You're an East Coast guy. What the
No,
hell does
but
that have to do with the tundra and the seals out in San Francisco?
First of all, here's why. So I've never liked Green Bay. I don't.
What the hell do you got against the cheese people?
I don't like the cheeseheads. I like. I don't like Aaron Rodgers. I think he's good, but I don't know. He's really. There's something about him I don't like.
Rubs you the wrong way?
Rubs me the wrong way, right? And he's a great quarterback and all, but, yeah, I don't know. It just seems like he's a little too cocky in how he approaches the whole game. Like, coaches are getting fired because of Aaron Rodgers. I don't like that.
So, wait a
Mike
minute.
McCarthy's a
Hold
good
on,
coach.
Mr. East Coast guy. So what'd you feel about Joe Namath?
I love Joe Namath.
Really? He's wearing a fur coat on the sidelines.
There was a reason why I loved Joe Namath. I'll tell you specifically why. I was 11 years old in 1969 when Joe Namath won the Super Bowl. And Joe Namath, to me, was an ugly guy. And he got women. And so as an ugly kid, I was like, hey, I got a shot.
Mick Jagger.
I got a shot. He's my hero. Ugly guys can get women. So at 11-year-old, that was my 11-year-old logic, and it never really changed. Let me go back to the Homer thing about San Francisco. Basically, I really am a big fan of Nicky Bosa and Joey Bosa. They live in my neighborhood now in Fort Lauderdale. I mean, literally 2 blocks from my house,
but
right?
you want cocky?
Well, they are a little cocky. They are a little cocky.
A little?
But when they're in your neighborhood, I guess you let them get away with it, right? So I just think that I think San Francisco was my pick.
He's got selective hate, though.
No, selective
hate.
Selective like.
Like nobody's cockier in the history of sports than Joe Namath. Okay?
No, he was confident.
And cocky.
He really wasn't cocky.
Oh, come on. He
wasn't cocky.
He took on the
coming
NFL for his bar.
He liked to have fun. He did like to have fun.
And he had mafiosos in that damn place. They wanted him out of there. And it was like, yo, dude, you're socializing with, shady people.
How many times have you heard the phrase, when the mafia ran, it was really run well. Yes. So why are you picking on the mafia?
Because I'd rather have mafia run it than non-mafia because I've always been a fan of organized crime. Nobody likes unorganized crime. Organized crime, the people that deserve it are getting it. Unorganized crime, us innocent people get caught in the middle.
Pick for you.
So that's what I'm saying. I'm a fan of organized crime, not unorganized.
You got to pick one. Mafia, politicians. Come on, you take mafia all day long.
I'm taking mafia all day long.
Right?
Politicians they're inept.
Horrible. They're horrible.
They screw everything up. Yeah, I'm with you.
So yes, that's a good point. But Joe had a special place in my heart, and it was the whole thing. I was literally.
And Boza has a special place.
Boza has a little place because he literally lives in my neighborhood. He literally goes to the same Publix that I go to.
So basically, what we need is Aaron Rodgers to move to your neighborhood, and then
I don't want him in my neighborhood.
All right,
so he's too cocky for my neighborhood.
So once he moves into your neighborhood, hey, I was wrong about that Aaron Rodgers guy. He's pretty cool. He lives right down the street. I had some brats with him the other day. We shared a couple beers. He's actually really cool. In fact, he's cooler than the Boza boys. Okay, in fact, he just passed Joe Namath in my book.
I hate
it's not gonna
Aaron
happen.
Rodgers.
See?
As a Bear fan, but
he's a Bears fan.
Brady,
he has a reason to hate.
Yeah, but
that's
I don't
with
hate
conviction.
Brady.
He said hate.
I don't.
I just said I didn't like him.
You would hate somebody too that kicks your ass every year.
Well, that's a big truth. Too.
I hate Tom Brady and the Patriots and Belichick. Because they kick our ass all the time.
I'm a Dolphin fan, but I don't hate Tom.
No.
I don't hate Brady.
No, you admire him.
I don't hate Brady.
I admire them, but I don't like them.
So
I'm a Dolphin fan. I can't like them.
So I want to know who.
I can admire Jim Kelly because he was a Cane and he was a great player, but I hate his ass when he was playing for the Bills. And if you ask Jim Kelly about the Dolphins, he'll tell you I hate the Dolphins. So I'm going to hate the Bills.
No. I just didn't like Aaron. I don't like Aaron Rodgers. His attitude, his demeanor, there was something about it I didn't like. Plus, I happen to think.
When they were freaking out a few years ago, relax. Like
bro, but he was right. Cool. But he was right. They relaxed and they won.
He's a badass. I mean, look. The Arizona comeback in the playoffs and the Dallas passes the last minute to get the guy is a beast.
He's a stud, bro.
There is no doubt.
Listen,
about
the game, though. You get to the game.
Yes.
San Francisco crushed Green Bay earlier in the year. They didn't beat them. They crushed them.
Yes.
Right?
Aaron Rodgers' worst day as a pro.
You got to give the nod to San Francisco.
Not even close.
It's not even close, right? The only thing that I would say.
QB?
I think Garoppolo is a very good quarterback.
But the other guy's a Hall of Famer. There's a difference between good and Hall of Famer. Unproven, proven.
All right, I'll give you that. But
because he's not proven in these stages yet. He's in the
I think this is his year. I think this is the next two games you're going to see Garoppolo.
I'm a Garoppolo guy. But what I'm saying is he still needs to prove it, and I think he will, but he doesn't have the resume of the other guys. So we have to give the other guy.
He doesn't have the resume. That's for sure.
Yeah, San Fran's got the defense.
So what do you like, the 7.5 points?
I like San Fran.
So do I.
Not
even close.
I am convinced San Fran will win in this game. There's no doubt. I'm sorry. I said San Fran?
Yeah.
No, I like Green Bay in this game.
Oh, I like San Fran.
No, I like
San Fran.
I think Rodgers and company will keep it close. They will lose this game, but they will keep it close. Their defense is playing better now the last couple of weeks.
Their defense is playing better, but I think Rodgers. I just think the home field advantage plays to San Francisco.
Sure.
I just think I think their running back by committee there.
Good.
I think it works well.
Yeah. Well, Jones is good too, but he's going up against a much better defense. That's the problem.
Yeah, the defensive line is going to be able to stop him, or at least not let him run away with the game. But so I happen to like San Francisco and give the 7.5 points.
I'm the other way. I like Green Bay in this one too.
Putting my homer thing aside, just putting the homer thing.
Lose close.
Putting the Boses from Fort Lauderdale aside, I think they're going to show it. I think the Super Bowl is going to be San Francisco and Kansas City.
Oh yeah, I'm with you there.
It's going to be. It should be a fun. That should be a fun Super Bowl.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of points. I mean, especially if San Francisco can get into get their offense really clicking, I think it's going to be one of those Super Bowls that could be 30-40 or 45-40. Some type of Super Bowl. I hope.
Well,
I hope.
Of course, because Kansas City has an offense, man, that they can break anybody down. They should be able to score even on great defenses like San Francisco.
And Kansas City's defense isn't that good, so San Francisco should be able to rack up some touchdowns.
That's the worst defense that's left is Kansas City.
Yeah,
I mean, they're not a good defense.
It makes for a good Super Bowl. So how do we bet now? So here we all agree on do we bet on? Think about this. The betting public has to think about this all the time. And although
by the way, I also like the over in Tennessee, Kansas City.
53.
Yep.
Yeah. So
I think Kansas City's going to put up 20-something points, 30 points, and I think Tennessee will put up their share too, at least 20, and because they're going to run the ball on Kansas City. There's no doubt in my mind that they're going to be able to run the ball in Kansas City early on. I just think that in the second half, that's where Kansas City pulls away. But I think they go over 53 in this one. That's the other bet I like here.
So why don't we do this? Instead of betting the game, let's bet the over.
Well, I don't know if you guys like the over.
Billy, what do you like? You like the over, or do you want to bet the game? Now, the other game.
I may be the only idiot that likes the over.
No, I like the over. I like the over in the Kansas City game. I mean,
what's the number?
53. That's a bit. That's a big number. That's a big number.
I think Kansas City scores 30 in this game. I really do. I think they score 30 in this game, and I think Tennessee scores in the 20s.
You know what?
Because they're going to run the ball.
Hey, do you remember the year that Arizona was 9-7?
Yeah,
but their defense started peaking in the playoffs.
Right.
Tennessee's defense, the way they're playing,
they're playing
it
really good.
reminds me of that Arizona team that was 9-7. Kurt Warner, they almost won the Super Bowl.
Yeah, but Kansas City's got that offense; they can score on anybody. That's the thing. I think they're so explosive. I think they're difficult.
So I just want to share with you something. I have somebody I respect at a high level that knows sports betting at a high level.
Okay.
I texted him a little earlier. He happens to have the same picks as you, Big O.
Oh, really?
He says if I had to pick Chiefs, he takes the Chiefs, giving up 7, and the Packers plus 7.5.
Yeah.
And he's a very knowledgeable guy.
Jones is running well. Rodgers, this is a moment for him.
He always plays big. The bigger the game, that guy shows up, man. It ain't on Rodgers. It's never on him.
And so what's the over on that game? The that over, I think, is 46. Let me just look at my numbers here. 46.5. 46.5 for the Packers game. Packer-Niner game. That's a tough.
So you need both to score
24 points. Yeah.
Okay.
That's 4 drives. They got
against that defense.
They each got to score 4 times. They got to have 4 scores, and 3 of them better be touchdowns. What do you think about that over/under? 46.5.
No, I'm not touching that one. I'm
touching it.
I'm afraid of that one because I think it can go either way.
The line I feel the best about is Kansas City laying 7.
Oh no, I'm
That's
with
the strongest.
So we could.
We're all with you on that one. I like Kansas City.
The one thing we all agree on is Chiefs and the over.
Oh, you like the over too?
Do you like
Tennessee,
the over?
Kansas City? I don't.
Well,
think
he was a little afraid with 53. He was a little afraid with 53.
Right.
Well,
that's a tough number. That's way up
Kansas
there.
City is able to put
he freaks out when I take overs in basketball.
Because you never do.
No, unders.
I mean unders. I'm sorry.
Unders.
Yeah, but betting basketball is crazy. They're so good, man. It's disgusting. You got 180 possessions in a game, and you're within 2 points of the line. How the hell did you do that? That's
Billy,
not
what
right.
do you like? 50,
right,
you're avoiding the question now. 53.
You know what? 53. Look, I can see Kansas City scoring 30, but I don't know that Tennessee's going to put up 21.
Okay.
If they put 8 in the box, they're able to stop Henry.
Derrick Henry will get a touchdown.
Baltimore couldn't stop Henry.
Yeah.
Kansas City's
Henry's
But you know what? Kansas City had a lot of time off. Them guys didn't play for 3 weeks, man.
They don't have a defense.
Yeah,
they don't have a defense. Their defense sucks. Dude.
I like the over better than I like the game.
Better than the 7.
Yeah, I like the over better than I like picking the Chiefs.
I think they're going to score a lot of points in this game.
So we have to make a decision here. Do we go Chiefs and?
Yeah.
All right, we go Chiefs -7. We go over 53.
Yes.
And then you can make 2 different bets. One with San Fran and one with Green Bay.
Okay.
Because we have conviction on the other 2.
Yes, I got it. Okay, I got it. I got
We're
our
gonna
bets
play
then.
both sides of the fence.
Well, yeah, why not?
Yeah.
I mean, if
wait. Explain what you just meant by that.
You play Kansas City. You play Tennessee over. and you play San Fran minus 7.5. Then you play Kansas City, Tennessee, and Green Bay plus 7.5.
Oh, yeah. Okay, I'm gonna have to write this down. It's like a book
it's
report. I'm leaving.
I
hope I do it right on the computer, man.
You can't
Jeez.
miss that. You know that Tennessee and Kansas City, Ben. You just alternate the other two. That's all because we disagree in that one.
All right, we'll do it.
And then that way, if we all are right on the Tennessee, Kansas City, we're fine because we're going to win one of the two.
We're guaranteed to win. We're guaranteed to win.
Right.
All right, sounds like a bet.
Okay.
Now,
unless you want to do a coin flip, and then we have to pick either San Fran or Green Bay and keep it at one bet.
Billy, what do you think?
Usually I don't like playing both sides of the fence, but it totally makes sense.
No, but
we all feel good about the other two.
Well, how about this? What do you like? Do you like San Fran minus 7.5 or Green Bay plus 7.5?
I don't like either. Honestly,
You gotta like something.
You gotta have an opinion, one way or another. Gotta make a pick.
With the way that defense is playing, if I was to pick something, I would take San Francisco and lay a 7.
And lay a 7.5.
So that's it.
At
7.5.
At 7.
So that's
7.5.
it. That's your bet. Just one bet.
Okay.
Those three. Leave Green Bay out.
Green Bay's out, and then wait, Billy, just so you know what we're doing. I think that's what we're gonna do, and it sets Big O up big time. Because if we lose, Big O's going to say, I did say that Aaron Rodgers is the Hall of Famer. We're setting him up to be like pounding on his chest here.
Or you're setting me up to say, you see, you idiot, you're wrong. All right, you moron.
I'm sort of sensing.
Rodgers choked.
I'm sensing like you pounding on your chest next week.
But we got to go
like
with majority. And if majority is that you guys like that, go for it. It makes – hey, man, it's a borderline tie bet anyway.
It is a tough game. So let's just jump ahead just for a minute.
I have conviction on the other two. I can't tell you I have the same conviction. I like Green Bay in that one. I just think they'll lose close.
Because you like Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah. No, and the Packers defense
He's not really
better.
good. You just like him. Because he live in your home state, your hometown, or something like that?
I like quarterbacks with swag.
Oh, come on.
And they can back it up.
No, he doesn't have swag.
Oh, he
it's
has
not swag.
He's total swag.
He's just over cocky.
Yeah.
He's not swag. There's a difference.
You ever met Marino?
Yes, I have.
Okay. You want over cocky? That's Marino.
That's pretty over cocky.
All right? I think Marino actually makes Rodgers look like a nursery child next to him.
I would not dispute that.
Okay? Because he played that way. I mean, he played with some fire, dude. In fact, I think Marino still has that.
Yeah, he does. Yeah, I think he thinks that he can still go out there and take a few snaps. You know?
Yes.
And he can't, but he thinks that.
I'm telling you, the other day I've talked about this before. That Tom Garfinkel video with him and Marino at the golf course. I told you about that, right?
No, I didn't hear.
Tom Garfinkel's the president of the Dolphins.
Sure.
If you go to his Twitter account, you're probably gonna have to scroll down quite a bit to get to it because it's probably about a year old. He doesn't tweet a lot, so it won't be that bad. But about a year and a half ago, he was at a golf course with Marino, right? And he films Marino, right? And Marino's looking at the camera, and he hits the golf ball, right? And the golf ball disappears. And he starts walking towards the camera, takes out his hat, goes like this, ball comes out of the air and drops in there. And he's just looking at you like, what, you expect anything different? What?
Listen, he's a great athlete.
Impressed?
He's a great quarterback. He's a very good golfer.
And I know.
He's a
very
great golfer.
Dude, he hit it straight up in the air from the floor. You try to do that. I can't hit it straight that way.
Anyway,
the dude hit it straight up in the air. He literally walked 3 steps, took out his hat, and without looking up, it dropped in the hat, bro.
That's pretty good. That's pretty impressive. That's very impressive.
I mean, you got to go to Tom Garfinkel's Twitter account and just scroll down. You'll find it. I'm telling you, it's one of the badass videos of all time. And Marino looks at you into the camera like,
that's what I do.
Bro, I can do this blindfolded if you want.
Listen, Marino's cocky, but he's not like Aaron Rodgers. He's not. I mean, Aaron Rodgers, he's just, I don't like him. So let's move to the next question and my last question of the day.
Yeah. Oh, man, we are way late. We got our Dolphin president.
I got a quick question.
Yes.
If it, in fact, is San Francisco and Kansas City in the Super Bowl, who do you like?
Well,
Now-
we'll have 2 weeks to talk about that, but I'm going to go San Francisco. I'm going to go with the best defense.
The defense, yeah.
I got to go with the defense and the running game, man. They got both. They got both elements. When you can run and play defense, forget about it, bro.
And see, the sad thing about that
is it's two elements that will control the game.
I agree with you, but the sad thing for me is like I'm rooting for Andy Reid.
No, I get you.
I think the world is rooting for Andy Reid. You know what I mean?
And actually I talked about that with the storylines on.
We all love Andy Reid.
The only thing Andy Reid needs to complete his career, his resume, is a Super Bowl victory. That's it.
Yeah.
That's all he needs, dude. He's accomplished everything. He's a first ballot Hall of Fame coach with or without the championship. He doesn't need it in my eyes. He has developed a slew of coaches.
I was going to, you know what? He's like Bill Walsh.
Yes.
He's just missing the Super Bowls.
He's just missing it.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
No, I'm with you, man. I'm a huge Andy Reid fan. But you asked me objectively.
And for purposes of betting, you'd have to go the other way. You have to go to San Francisco.
And I have to admire the teams that have the defense and the running game. When you have that combination and you have a quarterback that's not going to throw it away, you got a shot at winning every game that's on your schedule. It's scary, but that's the truth.
All right, well, let's see what happens this week. You know, it's going to be three nice bets, and we're good. What's
the next giveaway here?
Oh, here, March 21st.
Okay.
$25,000 of cashola.
I like it.
$25,000 cash. Someone's walking out with cash.
I like it.
Somebody's walking out with cash. Now, in between February 1st, it just starts in a week or so, right around the Super Bowl. The whole month of February, you earn the entries right up to March 20th.
Okay.
Or 21st. And so instead of giving a car away, we're trying to mix it up a little. Sometimes we give away a nice car, a Mercedes. Sometimes we give away cash. Sometimes we're thinking about giving away a boat. We did that 2 summers ago.
I thought you were saying you're going to give me away. I was going to go, that's a terrible prize. I mean.
Yeah, we've tried that. And
you rejected.
What happened is we gave you away, and they gave it back.
Yes, I don't blame you. I don't blame him. My wife's tried that many, many times. Somehow or another, I end up back at the house, and she gets pissed. But I mean, she's driven me to different places and dropped me off, and hoping that I don't find my way back, and somehow I do, like that stray dog. And she's like, "Oh well, whatever."
Anyhow, good luck this week.
All right, my brother. Thank you, Steve.
Thank you, Big O.
You got it, my man.
Uh-oh.
You need your mic on. You need your mic on.
The
That would
top
be good.
11 rushing teams in the NFL this year, 8 of them are in the playoffs. With all the proliferation of passing and all this, running the ball, 8 of them out of 11 are in the playoffs.
It's never changed.
Yep.
You run and defense,
yeah.
you'll control it, man.
Yeah.
All right, Steve, you be
All right,
good.
guys. Thanks a lot. See you next week.
You got it, baby. All right, let's do this.
Bye-bye.
Let's take a quick break out here at Hialeah Park, baby. And when we come back on the other side, we're going to have a Dolphin president, Chris, Iowa Fins Club. He joins us next.
This is the Big O Show. 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 This is the Big O Show.
Plus tax, tech title. It includes $8.99 dealer fee on approved credit. Offers end 11/10/19.
Over 1,500 Toyotas are on the ground, and truckloads of new 2020 Toyotas just keep on coming. To eliminate all 2019 models, Toyota of Hollywood is holding the ultimate 2019 model year changeover event. Make us an offer, any offer, and you can buy a Toyota at up to 50% less than their original MSRP when new and used.
50% less.
A pre-owned 2019 RAV4, not $30,000, $19,775. A pre-owned 2019 Camry LE, not $26,000, $17,775. A pre-owned 2019 Corolla LE, not $22,000, $12,775. Pay up to 50% less at Toyota of Hollywood, the #1 volume Toyota dealer, based on total retail sales of new Toyotas in the Southeast region for 2014 to 2018 per SET, on 441 between Hollywood Boulevard and Sheridan Street. Open till midnight.
No one expects to get into a crash, but I expect you to go to accidentlawfirm.com if you do. Make sure when hiring a driver, you go through a rideshare app so that you can be covered by the insurance, which can be up to $1 million whether you're a passenger or a driver. In other words, don't try to save a few bucks by paying cash instead of going through the app. I'm attorney Bobby Nunez from Nunez Law in Miami, and we're here to help you through the process. Go to accidentlawfirm.com for a free consultation from me, Bobby Nunez. That's accidentlawfirm.com.
The world's biggest band is coming twice. Metallica. Headlining the Welcome to Rockville Music Festival. 2 different nights, 2 different sets. The weekend of May 8th through the 10th. Go to welcometorockvillefestival.com for all information. Get your tickets on sale right now. The one, the only Metallica. Go to welcometorockvillefestival.com.
This is the Big O Show. 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 This is the Big O Show.
All right, we are back. We are ready to rock and roll. Yes, sir. Every week we go around the world and we like to talk to a different president of a Finns fan club. Chris is kind enough to join us today from the Iowa Finns Club. Chris, how you doing, my man?
Good. How are you?
I cannot complain, my brother. I am loving life, as they say. I'm out here at a beautiful casino, having some fun, plunging my guts out. So always,
Absolutely.
Yes, always good to do that. So tell us a little bit about the Iowa Finns Club.
Well, we just I met Gorilla Luke and a few buddies down in Miami, or up in Minnesota last year at the Vikings game. And I was meeting a bunch of them, talking, and then they got us to go down to Miami first time, and well, I'm 32. That's the first time I've been to Miami. And we came home, and we're like, why don't we have a Fins Club in Iowa where we can get together and, you know, talk about the team, what we think about it, and maybe get to go to Vegas. So I put it together about, I'd say about 5 months ago. It's slowly growing. I got a bunch of buddies in there, and now we're discussing where we can meet up on the weekends. You know, go to maybe have a few drinks, watch a Dolphins game. And right now I got about 11 people to head to Vegas. That's part of the Iowa Fins Club right now.
Wow! How many people total in your in the Iowa Fins Club?
I think so far we're about 290, and we just started it, so we're building it.
Wow, that's
from
awesome!
the ground up, so
that's awesome. So when you guys get together, how many of you are getting together to watch games, man?
As of right now, we got probably about 20th.
Okay.
25. I mean, it's all over the state of Iowa, so it's kind of hard. We got to try to be, try to find an equal spot. We're going to try to probably pick like Des Moines or something.
Okay.
That way it's fair drive for everybody.
That is amazing, dude. How you've been able. I am amazed how in almost every state there are Dolphin clubs all over the place. So let me ask you, Chris, how in the hell did you become a Dolphins fan? Did you live down here, or what happened?
My grandma's from Fort Lauderdale.
Okay.
And then my grandpa was in the Navy, and he met my grandma down there, and he was kind of a Dolphin fan. And then all of a sudden they moved to Iowa, and they brought the Dolphins with. And ever since then, I've been a Dolphins fan.
Okay. Do you remember that first game you watched? That made you a Dolphin?
Yep, I sure do.
What was it?
It was the Dolphins Jets in 1990.
Is that the Spike game?
I think the Spike game was 93, maybe. I can't remember actually for sure.
Okay. All right. So it's 90. And so what was it? What put you over the top? Was it Marino?
Yeah, it was definitely Marino. Yep.
Okay. All right. That's awesome. How many times have you come down for a game?
My girlfriend surprised me this year. It's the first time I ever went to Miami to a Dolphins game. No, just this past year we went down to the Eagles game.
Wow, and you got the win too.
Yeah.
That is freaking awesome, dude.
Yeah, it couldn't have been worked out any better. We ended up tailgating with the deep end with Gorilla Luke and all those guys, and I met them all, and it was a time of my life I'll never forget.
Well, I know. By the way, if Gorilla Luke is listening or watching, I hope you feel better because I know he had his arm in a sling. Hopefully, he is healthy again and back on track. So you got 11 people going to Vegas. I like that. We're gonna have a lot of fun over at Tommy Rockers, man, broadcasting that for 3 days. And obviously, we're going to be doing Dolphin style, too, throughout that draft. So we'll be able to do that. We'll have all kinds of giveaways and everything else. So
definitely have to go over there.
What kind of things do you guys, outside of a game, does the Iowa Fins Club get together for anything else?
Starting this summer, we're going to start doing some, just meeting up maybe like once a month or once every couple months and do maybe like just a big grill out, cookout, and just talk and chat and stuff like that.
How many?
We got some.
What kind of members are they? How young are they, and how old are they? What kind of group is it?
It ranges anywhere from 15 to 60. We're all over the book.
Okay, all right.
They're talking. We're it's slowly growing. So, we've got different fans on different levels talking about different things. So,
okay, and
everybody right now is just talking about this past season. What we thought about it and what we think Dolphins should do to grow.
And, folks, if you want to find it, you could go to the Facebook, Iowa Fins Club, and it's PH, by the way, not F, PH for Fins. And you can sign up. I actually just sent in a request now for the Iowa Fins Club there. Let me ask you, when you outside of the Facebook, is there another way people can contact you? Do you have a website, Twitter handle, Instagram? What else is there?
We're building a Twitter and an Instagram right now, and then we're going to get a website. We don't have it all up right now, but once we do have it up, we'll put it onto the group.
Okay.
And that way we can spread it even farther.
I like it. All right, so Chris, favorite Dolphin moment of the season this year? Since it's a tough year, it's easy to pick a Marino moment back in the day, but what about this year as a Dolphin? What's your favorite moment?
Of course, I'm going to pick when I was at the Eagles game, it was 4th down, and Fitzpatrick threw it up to Devontae Parker, and he caught it and ran it in for a touchdown.
So where are you with Devontae Parker? You happy he turned the corner? You think they did the right thing in signing him to a long-term contract?
Yes, I absolutely do. And I met him. We stayed at the Dolphin Hotel before that game, and I met him and I talked to him. And he's an awesome guy. He's down to earth, and he's got a lot of fight, and he's hungry. So that shows a lot.
Yeah, it's cool, man. He's a good dude. He's been through hell and back, and hopefully he can just stay healthy. I think we all know that if Devontae stays healthy, this is the guy we're going to see often, because one of the things that I loved about watching him this year, Chris, is that not only did he play well, but he played with confidence. And that's something
absolutely.
I think that's come from him being healthy and being effective out there. That confidence really grew this year. I thought that was really cool.
And I think once we get Preston Williams back, too, for a little bit, take a little extra of the double team off Devontae.
Yeah.
He's going to be able to grow even farther.
Amen to that, dude. I think Devontae is going to have a heck of a career from here on out. And Preston Williams, I really like what I saw from that young guy. We get a healthy season from those two cats, and we're going to be really, really happy campers out there. So
I'm pumped. I said I'm pumped for it.
Yeah, you should be. You should be. Chris is the Dolphin president of the Iowa Fins Club. Go to their Facebook page, Iowa Fins Club with a PH. Hopefully, I will see you out there in Vegas, my brother. Look forward to having a little fun and partying with you out there, Chris. Thank you for taking some time.
Absolutely,
Man.
I can't wait.
Thank you, my
All
brother.
right, no problem. Thank you.
You got it, baby. Be good.
All right.
There you go. Chris from the Iowa Fins Club. I like it, man. Good stuff. It's so cool how there's, fan bases all over the world that are rooting on the Miami Dolphins, man.
You know what's impressive?
What's that?
Look, back in our heyday, okay, I could see having fan clubs from everywhere, because you're a good team.
Right.
We haven't been good for 20 years, and these people, there's still a major following.
Yeah.
That's impressive.
No, I'm with you. Yeah.
It's baffling. It's baffling. Like, why? But, hey, it's all good. We're glad you guys are Dolphin fans.
I'm with you there, bro. No doubt about it, man. All right, 786-322-1105. That's 786-322-1105 if you want to get in on the program. And more importantly, if you want to try to win a pair of passes to Rockville, May 8, 9, and 10. Metallica will be performing 2 nights there, 2 different sets. We'll be out there, by the way, broadcasting live, interviewing the players and all of that. But if you want a chance at winning the wristbands, we will give them away on April 8th, a month ahead of time, so it gives you plenty of time so you can reserve your hotel and get out there. We got a couple of pairs of passes there to give away. So, again, 786-322-1105. Send in your full name, your address, your phone number, email. Okay, that way we know how to contact you. You know what I'm saying? If you want to win these passes, you got to give us some contact. So full name, address, email, phone, and send it to 786-322-1105. Again, we will announce the winner on April 8th. We will announce the winners, actually. We will reach out to the winners, and you will know, and then you'll have your opportunity to enjoy a little Rockville. Don't bother getting in on the contest if you cannot go. Okay, don't do that. Let people that actually can go, get in. I mean, it's just it happens to people.
What'd you do with your bracelets to go see Metallica? They sat in my car.
There's that guy that's out there, and it's a guy that does this, not the woman. It's a guy that goes out there and he gets the tickets, right? And then he goes and asks his wife after, or his girlfriend, and they don't let him. Oh, and then he sends me an email or something. Hey, I'm sorry, but my wife is not letting me go. Or they come up with some cheap-ass excuse like, oh, well, no, I now have to work. Now I have to do. No, dude, you knew you didn't have to do anything. You just didn't get permission from your wife. So if you got that wife that doesn't let you go and you have no pants and you got no balls, don't apply for the contest. That's all. Come on,
If you're
man.
neutered, don't apply for the contest.
Those that are neutered, please don't apply. You know what I mean? Let's have somebody that can rock and really enjoy it. So reach out on the accidentlawfirm.com text line, 786-322-1105. That's 786-322-1105 if you want to get in on the program. And remember, for those of you, if you're watching on YouTube, you got to always give us the thumbs up on the broadcast. We always appreciate that. It is time now for our basketball picks. Before we wrap it up here on the show, 2 straight 4-3 nights. Yeah, we picked 14 games the last 2 days. And guess what? We got a bunch of picks again today. I love it. All right, here we go. First, Wizards are at Raptors. Raptors are favored by 10.5. The over and under is 230. Wizards can score. They can't play defense, but they can score. Raptors, you know, they've had a good season, but they have a little inconsistency sometimes with their offense, and I think they'll get bored in this game down the stretch. I think Wizards backdoor this thing. I'm going Wizards plus 10.5. They keep it somewhat close. Pacers favored by 7.5 over the Wolves. I expect the Wolves to not come up big in this game whatsoever. In fact, I expect the Pacers to win big. I'm laying the 7.5 here against the Wolves. Go Indiana minus 7.5. Bulls are at 76ers. Over and under is 215. 76ers favored by 7. There's a part of me that kind of likes the Sixers here minus 7, but I really like the over 215. I think they'll score enough points here, both teams, and I think they go over 215. Hawks are at Spurs. Spurs played last night. Spurs are favored by 8.5. Hawks, and the over and under is 230. I'm going to take the Hawks are going to lose. They're a bad team, but I think they'll keep it somewhat close here, and I think they'll make it interesting. I'm going to take the 8.5 here. I think that's a lot for the Spurs to lay, even with a bad team like the Hawks. I'm going to take a chance. I'm going Hawks here plus 8.5, a slight lean in this one. Mavs favored by 7. Blazers not good on the road. Over and under is 230. Melo will shoot bricks. Whiteside's a knucklehead. I'm going Mavs minus 7. Doncic and the boys will rout them. Last game of the evening, the Miami Heat. They are taking on the OKC Thunder. Thunder are playing well, but they're 3-6 in their last 6 games. The 3 losses are against quality teams. I believe the Miami Heat are a quality team. I believe the Miami Heat are going to win this game. I'm going to take Miami plus 1.5. I like the Heaters on the road to pull off the upset against OKC, baby, and they're pretty much fully healthy outside of Winslow, so I like that too. Here are the picks once again. Heat plus 1.5. Wizards plus 10.5. Pacers minus 7.5. Over 215 Bulls and Sixers, Hawks plus 8.5 at the Spurs. And Mavs minus 7 against the Blazers. There you go. Those are our picks in the association tonight. All right, we thank Steve Calabro, of course, Frank Fiore, and the Brunetti family for making it all happen for us here at Hialeah Park every single week. We thank, of course, Andrew Ivins from 247 Sports, the injury expert Will Carroll, Herald sports writer Michelle Kaufman, and, of course, Dolphin president Chris from the Iowa Fins Club. Most of all, we thank everybody that tuned in. We love you for tuning in. As always, we will see you tomorrow, actually. We'll chime in a little bit. We'll give you a podcast. Also, tomorrow I will be on Mad Dog Radio from 3 to 7. So if you want to catch that, we'll be there. You guys be good out there. Much love as always. Be safe in your travels. We'll see you on Monday.
Have a good weekend.